Ladies and gentlemen, podcast central here tonight because morale is low in WB. Facebook is losing viewers left and right.
But morale's high here, baby.
Yeah, we're always here for you here at Tornado Tag Podcast, episode 140. We've been doing this 140 times. 140 times.
Yeah, that's something else.
Fucking nuts. That's nuts.
140.
140. We're going to be talking about the history. I didn't put the history. I just put his name. So people are going to think it's an interview.
It is not an interview.
I got to go back and fix that. Yeah, go back and fix that later.
Too Cold's not here tonight.
No.
Yeah, he's not here. He's not gonna come.
He's somewhere, but he's not here.
Podcast card subject to change.
Yeah. What is his shuffle or his steps? He's gonna come stepping in.
Flash Funk is here though.
Yeah.
We did get
We
Flash
got
Funk.
Flash.
But not the Funkettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the history.
Who's got the Funkettes and not Flash Funk? Or two.
I'm sure some con somewhere.
Do
has.
you remember the name of the Funkettes? I know
No,
Kelly and Tony have no shot, but I
no.
You've been really warming up for this trivia.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Was one
Do you
Nobody's-
remember Rocky
no.
4 when you're out in Siberia and he's running up the mountain?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm just reading the
the
PWI
Funkettes,
almanac.
not to be confused with
Not to be confused with the
the
Funkadactyl.
Funkadactyls. Was one Tiffany?
No, but you're close. You have the first letter right.
Tina.
No.
I'm just going.
Oh man.
I'm shooting names out there with T.
To throw it to a
Tara?
little bit later in the era
forget.
about T and N. Tracy and Nadine were the
Oh,
Funkettes.
okay.
Oh.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
is a
so the
deep cut.
history of Too Cold Scorpio tonight. We're going to be talking. We'll get into some current events. Myself, joined by Kelly, Andy, and Brian, all at the table. You heard those amazing voices if you're listening to the audio only. But we want to thank our people over at Patreon because they're the best.
They are.
Mhm.
They're the best. I mean, you're
They're
listening.
better than you, and they know it.
Yeah, they are better than you, and you know it. And they know it. So Ryan Vox is leading that charge, along with David S., Brett B., Bridget M., Andrew H., Greg R., Heidi B., Ryan G. from the Fuel by Haas podcast, Kelly from Crystal Mountain Healing, Tommy B., Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, Brad Z., Higher Than Other Words, and JH.
How many names is there altogether?
There's 14 people.
14 people. So next time, that's 7 matches. I'm gonna announce it as a card and
All right.
create the matches on the spot.
You're gonna put people against
Yep.
each other.
Yep.
I like it. All right, I'll give you the list, and you can
that's it. I'm just gonna do it as I go.
That's a fun bit. I like that. So yeah, you can join the Patreon and you can join in these matches.
Mhm.
That's right.
Who will you
Uh,
wrestle?
it-
I might gimmick the names a little.
Yeah,
I'll say their name and then.
it's-
Well, we already have one gimmick name, Jay Mysterio.
yeah, James Stereo.
It is $1 or $25 or different tiers. Anything over 10, you have a chance for a free T-shirt. I've been really busy today playing Pokemon, so I did not pick our winner from for this month, but I will do that tomorrow. I promise. So yeah, you get $10 and up, you have a chance for a free T-shirt. From now to the end of February, we're giving out a Colster, which is a Bangin' Beers inspired one. We're gonna throw some
Yeti one.
stickers in there. It's a Yeti
Yeti.
product.
Oh, yeah, the Yeti. It's a the wrestling show.
Yeah.
It's the Yeti.
It is a one of one, and people want it. So definitely put in
For,
your
for
your
this
thing.
show, you have to wrap it in toilet paper, though. So
Yeah.
it'd be the Yeti.
And then shake it, go up behind it.
And it can do bad things to a Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
action figure.
Yeah. And also if you want to support us, there's also the not the Patreon, the merch page. You can grab some t-shirts, some hoodies, the whole nine. If you don't have monetary ways to support us, we always like shares, likes, and comments. So join us in the live chat. If you're watching this later, take a screenshot of you listening and tell us what you think about it by the time you get to the end.
Tell us right now live.
You can tell us right now live. If you're listening to the audio and you're like, man, I want to join the conversation
We're
every
live
Thursday
now.
night at a new time of 8:00
Mhm.
or 8:05 if we get lazy or we lose track of time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
we're
Turner time. That's great.
Yeah.
yeah,
8:05.
we're moving it to 8 only because some changes in personal lives, so we have to push the time back a little bit. So all of our shows are not going
That
to be.
sounds mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a vampire now.
Yeah.
That's the personal life change. Brian
Yes.
has now become a vampire.
Yeah.
This is full of blood.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to
Fine.
join us on
It's
any
full
of our
true
shows,
blood.
Yes.
it is going to be at 8:00 now. So Tuesdays when we're go live with Truth Behind Illusion and Not Cool in High School, it'll be at 8:00, as well as Thursdays 8:00 for Tornado Tech Podcast. That's the
Mhm.
name of the show. I'm
That's
trying to
this
say.
one.
Yes.
And if you want to support all the shows over at the IWEP network, you can check out the website and see what all there. We have something for everybody. We have tons of great shows. The 5 that I do that I'm a part of, as well as 3 that are not under my rule.
Yeah, Welcome Back just came out with an Inhumans episode, not the movie.
Yeah.
The well, that's the Internals. I get confused. The show that was short-lived on what, NBC.
Stay Doomed did.
Yeah, Stay Doomed. Sorry.
Yeah.
sorry.
Hulu wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or no, was it NBC?
Was it? Yeah, I think it was on network TV, and
Oh,
and
was it?
It bombed really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of good shows. Higher with Another Word should be coming back very soon. Tim
Oh,
is
nice.
Tim is getting back into that thing, but Stay Doomed and
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Have been killing it. I'm not sure what we like wrestling podcasts is still doing stuff, but I don't think they're posting it on the.
Oh, they posted they have a signed Britt Baker, but they want too much money for it.
Really?
Action figure. Yeah, I think they want 150.
I mean, her autograph is what 60.
Yeah, so
and
I
the
get
toy
the
is
figure.
30.
Yeah, you gotta make money, but
Yeah.
too much for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure if they're posting on the thing, but you can go support them as well. A lot of cool shows. So with that being said, news. We'll get into the new stuff. I have something right off the bat. Tony Schiavone's book just arrived. I got my
Butts and seats.
I got my butts and seeds. I got my bonus content. I got my actual book, and then I got the little poster, and then the hardcover
Yeah, you got the
champion
soft cover
edition
and the hardcover.
Champion edition. You can play as the bosses in that one.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It does have the foil logo and the title belt added to it.
It's got a little Captain America going on at the
Yeah,
top.
it's an homage to one of the Captain America covers. I forget which one.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, I'll bring up the issue.
Yeah, so if you kickstarted this, it should be coming to you this week. If you didn't kickstart it, I'm sure they're available online. People are
You
going to.
can't get the hardcover, but you can get that soft cover one there. That's
Yeah.
the trade paperback.
The art is fantastic.
The artist, yeah, there's several different artists. And the one guy, Josh Ross, did my Wonder Woman tattoos.
Yeah, I'm wearing the T-shirt as well. So one of my at the very end here, my shirt will be the display photo. I guess we'll say at the very end. But other news, Brian.
So yeah,
Lay it on us.
I guess the big news, there's quite a bit of big news, but the big event this week was the Royal Rumble. Obviously.
Oh, that happened.
It did happen.
Yeah.
It did. And very, very divisive, I would say divisive leaning negative reaction to the Rumble, particularly the men's Rumble. The big story coming out of it is that, well, a few big stories. Bobby Lashley is your, once again, your WWE champion. And Brock Lesnar is been turned on by Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is reunited with Roman Reigns. But the big thing is the UFC crew, Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey, won the Royal Rumbles.
The respective Royal Rumbles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar won the men's Rumble, Ronda won the women's. I didn't think I have to make a distinction, but there we go.
Yeah. It's weird. It's in a weird state where, like, if you're a diehard WWE person, people are like, why are you hating this company? Why do wrestling fans always have to hate on it? It's rough. It's fucking rough.
It is.
I
Yeah.
think by and large, it's a referendum on how you feel about people like Brock and Ronda, like how much you hated.
I don't mind Brock. I don't mind
Brock has
Ronda.
been great.
I think Brock has been fantastically super entertaining this entire time.
Brock's been the best part of the show.
Every time he gets put over, like every single time.
Even as a kid, I was bored to death seeing Hulk Hogan win all the time. I wasn't there for the Cena epithet. I probably would have been the same way for Cena. It's just when you put your company on the back of three people, it gets really fucking boring. Like, I remember growing up, I mean, even if the title picture wasn't a thing, and I know WWE's tough to watch, but like I completely gravitate to the stupids, like the stuff that people normally hate. I see why they hate it, but for me, it's like, at least it's fucking different. You know what I mean?
They
like,
would be doing themselves a big favor to give their undercard a little bit of attention.
yeah, it's just like even in AEW right now, and I'm not trying to say one's better than the other, but like at least if you're not into,
AEW is better.
if you're
I
not
will
into
say
the
it.
title picture, like Hangman Page is not doing it for you for whatever reason.
It's not really.
There's other
he's
storylines
not.
going on that are fucking good. Like, put storylines together. Help us out as fans to fucking give a shit about more than three people.
Yeah. But then you do get the storylines. It's 24/7.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd much rather watch people chase around 24/7 title than see a match where I know the outcome when I'm going to go into it.
I'll take the match that I know the outcome.
Yeah, I'm so bored.
AEW had a great match on Dynamite, and I was 99% sure I knew the outcome, and I was right.
Yeah.
So I can't really say that because
I guess it's like there's matches
there's bad segments, and like you say,
Like a spelling bee.
different is not necessarily better.
Scooter race.
Different can be better,
Yeah.
but different can also be.
I've seen they did the
worse.
scooter race. Then I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's rough. That I can't even. I you know, man,
It's
that's tough.
awful. Turn it off.
That's
Yeah.
the kind of shit that I can't take.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
I love Alexa, but the fucking segments are terrible.
Yeah.
The guy they got playing as the psychiatrist is an awful actor.
Mhm.
Awful, and she's doing the best she can.
Yeah.
The material's awful.
Yeah, Alexa's a good actor, but yeah, you can't take that.
As a guy once told me, you can't shine shit.
Yeah, it's tough, man, and I don't want to be this way because I love professional wrestling. Like, I want to support it. I want to say, like, I want to watch it, but there's nothing about the WWE that
there's
says
good wrestling and there's bad wrestling.
Yeah, there's
That's the way it always says.
it's not just the wrestling though. It's like fucking there's stories, there's acting, like there's more to this industry than just the match.
Well, remember what they done in the Mox before we
Oh.
left there. That was some god awful storytelling. They were trying to get him over as a heel, and
when
he
had
was
the
just
gas mask.
the gas
It was
mask and getting
awful.
shots in the ass, and he was like, "Oh, I got to do this because of you scummy people. I was like,
You know what's
it was
funny,
the
though?
dumbest shit.
You know what's funny though? When he was doing that,
Oh,
I was-
I was slowly becoming more of a fan of him,
Oh yeah.
only because he had more liberties on the microphone, and even though the content was shitty that he was putting out,
Mhm.
his delivery was good.
Yeah, he tried.
It was
Again,
still a
just
low
that goes
point
like
for me.
Yeah.
it goes right back to like Andy with Alexa Bliss. John tried, but you can only do so much with what you're
I
given.
guess I was starting to like, and knowing he was leaving, I was like, oh, there's more to this person than
Mhm.
just what I've been seeing as the
But
Dean
I
Ambrose
could see the
character.
pain in his eyes doing
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
It was like,
There's more of the everyone on the roster. They just
Well, that's a new report coming out now, is that the roster's morale is super low, and they feel like nothing matters unless you're 4 people, and they're getting
they're
tired of it.
can't blame them.
The one thing I would put over for all, just to kind of put a little glimmer of positivity, I thought the wrestling itself wasn't bad. I thought Austin Theory and Kevin Owens had a decent match. Otis and Riddle, I think they were. Yeah, because Riddle got into the chamber. That
Oh,
was a
AJ
decent
versus
match.
Rey Mysterio on Raw.
AJ
was
and
very
Rey
good.
was-
Yeah,
The wrestling on Raw, pretty good. Everything around the wrestling was awful.
totally
Mhm.
agree.
But if you just skip through the segments and you just watch the matches, Raw wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean Ronda's promo felt like she didn't believe anything she was saying, and she
I
kind of just felt like, "Hey, I'm gonna come and do a promo.
and
It's
here-
gonna
here-
sound like this. The bitch is back."
I
And then Lita came out like, "Wow, Lita's really good," and
Yeah.
Lita seems more like the star
and
here.
Becky and
Yeah.
Lita at Elimination Chamber.
well,
Yeah.
you would even say I seen you comment on it. Ronda's gear sucked.
It was
It
horrible.
was yoga pants. It was a halter top,
I
and it
think,
was one of
Well, I understand you might want to cover yourself,
Yeah,
but you can still jazz it up.
you
Yeah.
can jazz it up
Mhm.
somehow. And
I-
not only that,
The Pentagon is 90% covered, but his suit's awesome.
yeah. But even her makeup for being having
Yeah, who's
professional
doing that?
for having professional
she doing
makeup
that?
crew, or yeah, because
think
that
about
it was
Hey,
all
Rhonda.
spudged and it was all smudged.
It
and
looks like
mess.
she woke up with makeup on.
Yes.
I think the thing with her is, and this is someone who I was a fan of Ronda. Like back in the UFC, I enjoyed Ronda, but Ronda being as soon as she got the championship and more eyes were on her,
Mhm.
she's very like, how can I say this without being like, I'm not saying this because
Green?
she's a woman, or no, she's very volatile. You have to handle her with kid gloves. If you say the wrong thing to her, if she doesn't feel a certain way about something, she will turn on a dime and I'm not doing this, I'm done.
She is high maintenance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
She's a bit of a not in the traditional wrestling sense, a diva in the sense of she knows what she wants to do, and if it's not something she wants to do, she's not.
yeah,
really
so if
going
someone
to.
came back and said, hey Rhonda, can we do your makeup a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
I think people are afraid to have that conversation with her.
But why wouldn't you want
kinda,
the
you kind of have to, and then
Right.
but you have to put that up front.
But it seems like the one person she listened to was Shane McMahon because she was throwing his punches in the Rumble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't look
They did not look good.
good.
Yeah, I mean, she couldn't throw real punches. She had a hard time with that.
Well, we watched when we were watching the pay-per-view, I said the only thing that is looks less effective than Ronda's fake punches are her real ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
It was
not,
funnier when I
She,
said it. in
she
the
had that one white Power Ranger gear. That was awesome.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, your gear's like, why can't you have Roddy Piper theme stuff?
Yep.
Like,
the one,
something.
yeah, the Tartan would be awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
The one thing I would say about her promo, and I read this on Twitter, I forget who said it. Ronda is the only person who gives the writing in WWE the exact amount of respect it deserves.
Yeah,
because she
no
doesn't
one-
just read it like I'm reading off a page.
yeah. I think a lot of people are thinking the obvious, which would be like, hey, we're gonna get Ronda Becky eventually at Mania. I don't think you get that. I think you put her against Charlotte
I think that's
because
what you're
if you try to make her heel again, she doesn't do very well with crowd reception if that's not positive. So when people were like towards the end, then when they were booing her,
I thought she was great as a heel.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of the heel stuff was actually meant like, unless she was
Good.
working it great on the
Good. Most of the best wrestling ever came from the heart.
yeah,
like
she doesn't like when people don't like her.
Well,
when
then
Ca-
you don't be in wrestling.
When Cactus Jack was lashing out at the ECW fans because they were bloodthirsty, he meant it.
Mhm.
He meant it. He really did. He got pissed when he saw the sign in the crowd that said Kane Dewey, which Dewey Foley's his oldest son. He was 3 years old at the time. And somebody at the ECW crowd had a sign that said Kane Dewey. And he got over it. But for the moment, he was pissed.
Yeah.
For a week or two, he was pissed at that guy. He saw him at the gym and they had an argument. And they both patched it up. But he took that anger, that real anger he had, and he turned it into an amazing character.
Yeah.
So the very, very best wrestling characters ever are almost always real.
She just has to get her acting down. Like that's essentially what she has to do.
But that's how you do it.
Get more than that down.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Like most wrestlers are awful actors.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss is the exception. Dave Bautista is the exception. Most wrestlers couldn't act their way out of a paper bag.
Mhm.
So you take something that's real.
I thought Mox was good in his little movie they done for WWE.
I actually
Was it
never saw
12 rounds or something.
Acting for a movie and in-ring acting are two different things.
Yeah.
In my
I
opinion.
think I see a movie, but I forget.
It was the second 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And it was literally because he had 12 rounds in his gun.
Okay.
He had 12 rounds.
Like there's people who are in the ring selling what they're doing as a wrestler they're acting.
Yeah, you can
and they're
be
doing
good
a
at
good job
one
at
and
that.
not
Yeah.
necessarily good at the other.
Ronda as a wrestler when
Dave
she's not
Bautista and John Cena are actually better actors.
Yeah.
Than
Yeah,
wrestlers.
yeah.
when Ronda's in the like her whole run when she was active was
Yeah.
good. Her
Yeah,
her in-ring was
green,
good.
but that was because she was inexperienced.
Yeah, I thought she was fine. Like I thought her in-ring work was fine. Her
Mhm.
matches were not boring. She did some cool shit. It's hard to kind of shine in a rumble when it's just spot.
It is, but I mean,
Um,
it can be done.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Maybe she should have been 30 then.
Yeah, this isn't
You know?
me.
But she was 28. It wasn't
Yeah.
that big of a
This isn't me like completely shitting on Lesnar and Ronda. I'm rooting for them. Like I want them to do well, but I also want you to put some storylines around some young other talent so I can fucking.
Well,
see
like they
something.
said, Matt Riddle was going to win the Rumble. That would have been great.
And that is a matter of dispute now. That was Mike
Oh, right.
Johnson from PW Insider reported that, and then Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful. It was like that was never the case.
Mm.
Brock has been the plan for weeks. Matt Riddle's inner circle has confirmed he was never told he was going to win it. So that is very much disputed.
I'd
now.
much rather.
And a lot of this
I
shit
would
that
have
leaks on the
rather seen
internet
that.
now is just like, what the fuck? Like, is it true? Is it not true? Is it just people?
You
Trying to
never
fucking,
know.
it's
That's
just-
wrestling.
Yeah,
And then even when you do know, someone's out there that's saying that it's a work.
Yeah.
You know?
it's weird. But yeah, let's hope things.
The
Fucking
women's
change,
Rumble
but-
itself wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was good.
It was better than the men's.
Yeah, it was.
You know why it
better.
was better? Because there was actually more than 4 people who were surprise entrants.
You had some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them came in, did their shit, and got out. You know,
It was still entertaining.
Someone, I think it was Brian Last, was like, "Oh, it's so and so. I remember her." And then you get in the ring. Oh, I remember she can't wrestle.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
And-
it was entertaining. It was good.
And besides like Lita and Mickey, all the cameo people, all the like one-off people. Lita's not a one-off. She's going to be doing Elimination
Yeah,
Chamber.
yeah.
But all those people who are not regulars, besides Ronda because she's back, and Mickey, they didn't last long.
But they still
like
had,
Melina.
Some people had entertaining spots.
Yeah,
Melina's spot was entertaining when she came in, did the splits.
Yeah, I wish
split
she would
off.
have stayed a little bit longer. She
Um,
still wrestles. I like the Molly Holly and Nikki
Victoria
Supergirl.
coming out with the microphone and just getting thrown over and taking a bump at 60
Yeah.
some years
Not
old.
Victoria, Ivory.
Ivory.
I was like,
Ivory, yeah,
Victoria?
sorry, Ivory. Boy, she still looks good for her age.
She does. Yeah,
She is exactly
Tina
60.
Ferrari.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of her. I thought she was the one I was like, oh, actually, she's decent at what she does in there. Like, she
She was
knows what
very
she's
good,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But here's all you need to know about the men's rumble. This is these are entrants 13 through 19.
So there were the 5 mysteries, right?
This is an order that they came out. Entrants 13 through 19 or 14 through 9 or okay, fine, 13 through 19. Chad Gable, which is fine. Dominic Mysterio,
Yeah.
Happy Corbin,
Blech,
Dolph Ziggler,
bleh,
Sheamus,
bleh.
Rick Boogs, and Madcap Moss.
So that none of them are gonna win.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. The little kids know that.
Yeah, I'm not. That doesn't bother me.
It bothers me. There was a
that
Rumble.
is a dead spot in
Yeah.
the Rumble. And then Madcap Moss threw out AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Brian, what was the Rumble? Was it 95 when it was Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, and Jobbers?
Yeah.
It was awful
Yeah.
because you knew none of them were gonna win.
None of those names bother me because they're
Like, you need-
active on
you
TV and
need
they're doing
filler,
stuff.
but
I
like,
would rather see somebody who is going to excite me than Madcap Moss. Madcap Moss could have just came out with Corbin in his corner.
you need.
He didn't need to be there.
But then it's a thing where these people were booked better. And like,
Yeah.
well,
Mhm.
maybe
Absolutely,
maybe-
that's why it doesn't
maybe-
bother me because I think talent-wise, I think they're good. I just think their booking is terrible.
Yeah,
but-
so that makes them not entertaining.
But
Like,
your final 5 or final 6 was Bad
Bad Bunny,
Bunny
yeah.
and fucking Shane McMahon are in
Yeah.
there, and people like Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro don't get a Rumble spot.
No,
What?
Nakamura was number 2.
Oh, not. I'm sorry, Cesaro
Finn.
and
Finn.
Finn Balor don't get Rumble
Well, Finn's
spots.
on the way out because they don't like him.
Are you
anymore.
fuck? How does Cesaro re-signed? Boy, you fucked up.
Yeah.
he knew what he was getting.
Unless
he
he
likes
just
money.
wants
You
to-
didn't know
yeah,
what you're
kinda
getting
like this
into.
check.
then-
Yeah.
At,
It's
thi-
just sad to see him collect the check
I
though,
know
because
he's so good. He's so good.
at this point, if you re-sign with WWE, it's on you.
Yeah, it is.
As
you know you're
as
happening.
Scott Steiner once said, no simpy. Got no simpy for you.
Yeah, and then Mustafa put a tweet out saying, "No, I don't want to be in your stupid Rumble, and yes, I still want my release."
Good. He should keep doing that, and
Mhm.
hopefully they'll fire. And then every time they release somebody that's not him, he should be like, "Oh, where's the budget cuts this week for me?"
Yeah. How do you
No?
justify all these budget cuts, but you can't let one more guy go
Yeah.
that doesn't want to be there?
So that's why I wonder how they're gonna handle like the Shane thing, which we'll get to. Like how if they do a set of releases and they don't release him, how do they handle that?
You have to at this point.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Actually,
Because
honestly,
they can't say budget cuts because he'd be like, I'm trying to
trying
save
to
you
go.
money.
I feel like they'd have to. I feel like if they want to get rid of him, they have to do another small wave and sneak him into the wave to look like it's budget.
Yeah.
So there's not just like, oh, we got rid of him because he was talking about
the
us.
The big thing is they don't want to set the precedent. They like to do is say you went out and they'll let you out.
Yeah. So they have to hide him under a fucking wave. So I think that's what they're probably compiling a wave as we speak.
Yeah, whenever they cancel NXT UK finally.
Yeah, they're probably compiling that list now, and they'll sneak Ali in, because if they would have just let him go right away, be like, then anyone would be like, yo, can I get next?
But like, let's say 20 people want to leave, right?
Yeah.
And you say, fine, leave. You can get 20 indie people to come.
Absolutely.
Maybe they won't be great, but at least you can fill the spots.
Yeah.
But you can build them up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. And I guess the whole appeal is like, so like WWE's thing is like, we'll bring in athletes, right? Like these athletes from other places, and Rondas,
how good that's happening for
right?
NXT 2.0.
And NXT is like, or AEW is like, we'll bring the guys you actually want to see work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll let them work.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
It's like what the fuck is happening?
Some of those guys in NXT too, I've watched a little bit of it. Like I actually watched maybe the first half and then I turned it off this week. Some of the people aren't bad for how green they are. Braun Breaker's pretty good. This Tony D'Angelo guy is not bad, but they just don't make you interested in them at all.
Yeah, there's a twin tag team now. Like,
yeah,
are they almost twins? I forget the name. Atkins.
Oh,
that's one from back. What's their name?
Yeah,
I forget. I was like, they don't look interesting at all.
Yeah,
they're very high on them too. It's like Julius and Brutus, but I forget the name of their last Creed. The Creed brothers. They're not twins. They're actually brothers. And one they're I think super high on, Julius Creed. They're both collegiate wrestlers, but he was like a bigger star at like Duke.
Yeah. Well, speaking of releases and firings.
Yes. Speaking of the men's Royal Rumble, Shane McMahon reportedly, quote unquote, quietly let go from WWE.
Not so quietly.
Yeah. Publicly, very, very loudly let go. And Wade Keller kind of broke this down on pwtorch.com. He said basically things really unraveled with him and his dad on Saturday. Quote, things were not good, according to what I heard, I being Wade Keller. If you've been listening carefully, Keller had been speaking out like he didn't really think it was likely that Shane was going to be involved in the Rumble, because there has been this like Shane has not been the most popular guy between the talent and Vince himself. But they would bring him in. And they would bring him in and help him, like he would agent the Rumble. That's when he would come in for WrestleMania season, have his big match where he jumps off something high. And that's usually what Shane McMahon would do. And Shane McMahon has never been seen as a creative force. His booking ideas would always be laughed at, even back to the 90s. I think they had him like sit down on creative and they were just like, no, your ideas are just bad. And so a lot of his ideas for the actual Rumble were all centered on him and putting himself over, apparently. And it showed in the match. He threw out Kevin Owens. He got a lot of shine on Matt Riddle and Otis. And then the person he was willing to put over and he's time to get thrown out was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, of all people.
Yeah.
I'll let Brock throw me out. Well, no shit.
And I guess he was lobbying hard to wrestle Austin Theory at WrestleMania, but they wanted some other thing. And
I heard he was trying to do a whole nother angle he wanted to work Edge.
Rollins was the actual.
Oh, Rollins.
Was the.
So you're gonna take a guy out of the possible title picture because you want to fucking work him? Like, oh,
I don't think Rollins is gonna be he could be. It could be Rollins and Lashley for the WWE title.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Unless
he's one of the four that
title.
is the guys that you're probably gonna see in the title hunt. Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like this could be, at least for the foreseeable future, because Vince, you can always change your mind. It's family. Some people have a soft spot for family, and they're going to get more chances than somebody else. But as of now, it seems like you might have seen the last of Shane McMahon for a bit.
Yeah. Well, going back to booking, if this is the thing where you're like, okay, I don't want to use anyone else, can you just put like the Intercontinental and the U.S. title on one of the four guys you want to fucking be there? Like, can Seth
and
make
build
another?
That up, yeah.
Can Seth be another ice? I mean, I love Nakamura, but if you're not using him and that title hasn't been defended forever,
the IC title or that title's on SmackDown.
Yeah, anything.
Damian Priest is the U.S. champion. And they push him pretty well.
I don't know.
I don't like the gimmick where every match is always gets disqualified.
Yeah, because he has two personalities.
Yeah, it just fucking let's figure something out here. Like fucking let's string together a story.
That's right. Remember, that's like when they put the U.S. title on John Cena and they made it a big deal. The U.S. Open Challenge. That was good.
Yeah. Kevin not in recent times, I'm saying like our podcast times. Kevin was entertaining. AJ was entertaining as U.S. champion. Ricochet had an interesting.
Ricochet had the belt.
U.S.
with
the
AJ,
US,
yeah, when it was on Raw.
Yeah,
I don't remember
when he first came up. He was
the Dream has no memory.
He
So yeah, he's in the next
Yeah,
too.
I have no memory of him either.
I love when he was talking about Triple H is the COO of WWE. Like, no, he was. He never was. That was his thing on the air, but he was just the VP. He was never the COO.
Yeah,
But I put the Intercontinental on Roman for a hot minute there,
yeah.
and they are trying to build it up, and then,
Mhm.
then they forget about it.
Yeah, like it would be perfect right now for Austin Theory. I think.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
you give Austin Theory a nice long run, he seems to be the only young guy with potential that they're pushing right now.
And
Yeah.
Vince seems to love him on screen from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading. At least.
Fucking put it on Sammy. Sammy's entertaining.
Sammy's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy will be fun.
He had it for the Intercontinental, didn't he?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sammy is also, it seems to be like the Jackass thing is not over because they did a thing where he got kicked out of the Jackass premiere.
Yeah.
Mm.
So there might still be some business.
Yeah,
match
well,
at WrestleMania.
It
Maybe Knoxville wants to do a match.
Oh, I can't see it. He
Maybe
cannot
it's
take-
it's Sammy versus like
He
a couple of them.
he took bumps in that Rumble that I didn't think he was going to take.
Yeah, because he's a glorified stuntman.
Not just that.
No, he is a stuntman.
He
Yes,
he
yes, he is.
literally was told by his doctor, like, you have fucking, like, your last hit you took during this movie that you're like it comes out Friday.
Some of this is also Johnny Knoxville trying to sell them.
No. He legit, like, he had to go through like crazy physical therapy. His concussion was that bad. Like, he did an interview after, like, not too soon after the injury on Howard Stern, and he was a zombie. Like, he was not 100% there. It was rough. Like, they're like, you got to stop taking fucking blows to the head. Like, this whole
WWE does a lot to prevent blows to the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
He took a real, like, that clothesline he took was pretty fucking. He took a solid clothesline.
Clotheslines
from
usually
H.
hit the collarbone though, not the
Yeah,
head.
but I'm just saying,
if you're
like-
clotheslining somebody in the head, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
But
Like,
I'm
I'm
saying
not a
the way
wrestler,
he
but I know.
snapped, the way he snapped back and landed, it was a good bump. Like, I was like, ooh, like, I was nervous. Like, I don't know. Well, the whole idea of this movie is they're passing it to a new group of people. Like the old
Ghostbusters.
the old guard is leaving and
Yeah.
they're forming a new Jackass team. Because
Yeah,
they're
you think they're going to be as good?
sure, why not?
Who
As
cares?
long as you get hurt,
Who cares?
they don't care who's actually doing it. As long as you're willing to fucking get
it's
poop
the
and
old-
pee on you,
It's the old Simpsons thing where it's man getting hit in the groin by football and it wins the film festival. That's Jackass.
every year. Yeah, it doesn't have to be fucking just do funny things.
I don't know. It's nostalgia for me, I guess. So like
Yeah.
a new
It
crew
is
coming in
like-
and be like,
How'd the movie
nah.
do?
It is. It's
Turn off
coming
Friday.
out this week.
Oh,
It is at like 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, how?
yeah.
How?
It's funny. It's funny. I don't know.
Not everything that's funny is necessarily good.
Listen, there's not many movies I go
I
see.
mean, I can slip and fall on the ice. It might be funny, but it's not good for me. I don't know. It might not be good for
Well, I mean, you slipping and falling, you're not prepared for it. Now, if you fucking your whole thing is I'm gonna go out there and run on ice until I fall,
Yeah.
that's different because you're putting yourself in that situation.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind of the whole idea. So that mindset is the entire set of Jackass. Like, if you're on set, anything can happen to you.
Oh, well.
So like, you go into a porta potty, you go to get makeup done and come out, like, at any point in time you could be pranked. Like,
Good for them.
yeah,
That-
it's
that
got to be
sounds
stressful.
Not appealing at all.
Yeah. I watch it every time it comes out. I'm excited for the new one, but I just think the Sammy thing will probably end once the premiere
Yeah.
Friday. And
I watched the first movie because I think it was like 17. I think that's like the perfect Jackass age, and then you move on.
Yeah.
unless
grow
you're,
up
unless
a
you're me,
little
unless you're me. Did you see Lesnar throwing Wee Man through a table in a restaurant?
No.
It was
I
awesome.
didn't see it. No.
I guess they didn't tell everybody that Lesnar was coming to dinner,
Mhm.
except like only like Knoxville knew. And Lesnar came in and grabbed Wee Man and just threw him through a bunch of tables in a crowded restaurant.
It's for people who think Superhuman is good for wrestling. That's
Yeah.
Jackass.
No, it's completely different.
It's the exact
No,
same
it's
thing.
it's the exact same.
It's the exact same thing
goofy
as
people
getting
doing
hurt, yeah.
stunts where they might get hurt. For
It's
the
no different.
enjoyment of idiots.
how do I say this without when being sensitive? Superhuman is being egged on, and he's probably not working with a full deck.
Yeah, but he knows what he's doing.
At this point, he understands
Yeah, he knows
what he's doing.
I don't know, Jack. Like, even though there are fucking goofballs, they've done stunts their whole careers. Like, that's something they've
Yeah.
I'm talking about the appeal.
Yeah.
The appeal is let's watch people hurt themselves.
Yeah. I want to
mean-
watch people do stupid things. So.
yeah. I don't know. It's
Anyway, he was the highlight of the beginning half of the Rumble. That's pretty bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like
the men's rumble was just
the
off.
first 15 guys, like, no one's winning this.
Mhm.
None of these guys are winning, and nobody was doing anything interesting or spectacular. I think poor Kofi.
Kofi
Botched
tried to do a
spot,
spot,
yeah.
but it messed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, he finally didn't hit the Kofi.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty good for how many years he's been doing it. You
It's a bad omen when Kofi can't do the Kofi. spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was hurt the last last Rumble, right?
Oh, I forget.
Or two Rumble. The one Rumble he was
I
hurt. He
think
couldn't
last
do.
year he may have been hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough, man. It was tough. If you said match wise, what match on the card shocked you or you enjoyed?
Oh, that if I wouldn't enjoy
That you like what match stood out for you besides the Rumbles?
Roman and Seth.
Roman Seth.
Very
Yeah.
good, very good match.
Yeah, that was a good match. The ending a little wonky.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's probably a
Very good.
build for something.
Is it though?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It seems like the build's gonna be Lesnar and
grasping.
Yeah, Roman.
Yeah.
Lesnar and Brock now. Yeah,
Becky Doudrop.
or Lesnar.
That was boring.
Yeah,
Wow.
the mixed tag was good for what it was.
The mixed tag was shockingly good.
It's one of those things where I think people are just gonna really remember it because
was in a bad
they're gonna
spot.
ogle Maurice or
Yeah.
Maurice, but
Yeah, I thought match wise and entertaining wise, I was entertained by it.
It was like I gotta go to bed. It's
Yeah.
getting late here.
I thought
That came on. It was 10:45.
yeah, it was 10:45 when that match started.
And you're like, this match is gonna go 15 minutes. Let's put this at 11. Then if the Rumble goes an hour, that's midnight.
Well, that match went on 20 minutes, I guess. That mixed tag match,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
it was a long.
a little long, but I thought it was more entertaining than I gave it credit for. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I love everyone in this match, but
It
this
was
match,
fun.
this match is going to do nothing for me, and it did. I was like, oh, this is actually
I
fun.
think that would have been a good opening match.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that they should have shaved down 2 matches, 2 Rumbles, and now let's get it. No
Yeah.
more 4-hour pay-per-views.
Yeah,
Or longer. If you watch the pre-show where apparently nothing happened.
mhm.
Yeah,
That was
it
an
was a
hour.
match. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched it in a cool spot. I don't want to put it out there of exactly where it was because there's little maybe things were being allowed to put it in public,
Oh, I
and
have no idea.
yeah, I don't want to get too
Yeah.
much into it. But it was fun. We had a really good time. We got to hang out.
They used to get in trouble. Arugas down in Harrisburg used to get in trouble for showing the UFC fights.
Yeah, I don't know how if
So, and
there's
that's how
rules
we used-
between UFC and WWE. And,
No, they kind of got shut down for a long time.
because you're not
too.
you're not
have to pay
technically
some
paying. You're not paying for a pay per view if it's a streaming service.
right.
So I don't know how that works.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't get too deep into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but I'm not gonna go too crazy.
Wasn't there another singles match? Oh, Brock and Roman.
Yeah,
Brock and
Or,
Roman.
Brock,
and
and
Bobby.
Lashley.
Brock and
Yeah.
Lashley.
Video game match.
Here's my question for this one. Actually,
spamming finishers.
Yeah.
they didn't spam as much as I thought they were. I mean, they did the suplex spots and stuff like that, but it wasn't like when Goldberg and
It wasn't
Braun
at
fought.
that level.
yeah.
Mhm.
Story wise, acting. You're a wrestler. Obviously, you are. You're Leslie in that situation. Do you celebrate the way he celebrated, leaving that? Your mouth all bloody, you got suplexed 148 times, and the belt was just pretty much handed to you, and you walk out like you're the king shit.
Well,
I just think
it's
story-wise,
your job.
I think it's story-wise, I think it just doesn't make sense for you to leave like that. Like you should just be like all right, like
Me,
more of a shocked reaction because you're like, how did I pull this out? 'Cause
If you're a
I'm-
heel, you do. If you're heel, you celebrate no matter how you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because they're kind of.
Was he
I mean,
supposed
Brock
to be
was
the
a
heel,
face.
or is he heel? Or is
Brock's
he
totally a
face?
babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess Lashley's a heel in that aspect.
So yeah, when you're a heel and you win, you always act like you're the best, and this is the.
I guess because he's just like this giant monster guy, and it's just tough for me to like, yeah, I deserve this. I'm proud I'm the champion. It's like, all right.
Well, you got to cheat to win your back.
But it wasn't like
Yeah, if
it wasn't like he was it's not like Roman came down and said, I'm going to cheat because I like Lashley.
Yeah.
I just dislike Brock more.
Yeah, he's an opportunist.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that way
he's a
you're like,
heel.
oh, look at that! I can take the easy way out, which
Yeah.
I'm going to do because I'm a heel.
Maybe. I don't know. Didn't do it for me though.
Yeah, if you just beat the guy fair and square, that's a babyface.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't once again, the match was good. I guess
I thought it was all right.
people wanted to see this match forever. Did it live up to it?
No, because people wanted to see them butt heads and have a clean finish. They didn't
Yeah.
want all the gaga, and it was more about Heyman and Roman than it was about Lashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the it wasn't about Lashley winning the belt. It was about Brock losing the belt.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
There
it's
you go.
fucking man. One COVID pro. This is where we at. Where you only book for 4 people. When one guy can't make a show because he gets COVID, and it completely ruins 3 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, WWE?
Well, speaking of another WWE screw up, did we talk about it the last time? That Jeff Hardy, now we know he came back negative his drug tests.
no, we
that
didn't.
just came out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt confirmed he was. Yeah, the test did come back negative. That Jeff was offered a contract to return and a spot in the Hall of Fame, and he said, "No, I want my test back, please."
I was just on a podcast where it was like a kind of like around the horn ESPN where you give your takes, and one of the questions were, I think it was the question I won the show with, is who are you excited for the Hall of Fame? What are some names that you think are going to be in it?
Okay.
And I said, if they're offering Jeff Hardy a spot now in the Hall of Fame, they have no idea what they're doing for it.
I was gonna say no, I'm not excited.
Yeah.
and I have no idea who's.
Yeah, they have no idea who they're putting in the Hall of Fame. That's my guess.
They
right
ran out
now.
of people.
Yeah, that's my guess right now. They are grasping at straws of who they're putting in the Hall of Fame, and they're trying to get Jeff in as a we fucked up.
I have a vision in my head of who they could possibly put in, but it's a little hazy. I can't see him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You think so? I mean, it makes sense. It's a save. It's a quick, easy save.
You have some people, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, did Sean go in officially by himself?
Yeah.
2004. Was it 4 or 5 or something like that?
No, 4 is when they brought it back. 4 was he didn't even retire until after.
I thought he
Yeah, he's still wrestling doing WrestleMania.
I thought he got his
2004 was WrestleMania 20. He was in the main event.
07.
That would have no, he didn't retire until like
because then DX
2010.
was like 2008.
I want to say Michaels probably went in
Not
like
good DX.
2012.
Really?
Yeah, because 27 was where he retired, and I think he was in the year after. Yeah, 2004 is when they brought the Hall of Fame back, and it was like, who else was in that?
2011.
I was close.
See,
was
they,
in- he was
they,
in
they
11.
did the thing where they weren't thinking and they put like too many people in. Like,
Oh
they
yeah, I
should've
forgot the
put, like,
bad Miz
3 or 4
WrestleMania.
people.
Yeah, it was the year it was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
when Michaels went in.
I don't know.
04 was like Ventura, Bobby Heenan, like a lot of people, and then 05 was Hogan.
I just love that all the people who were shitting on Jeff Hardy, saying he was a fucking degenerate alcoholic scumbag and he relapsed and he's a piece of shit, are all going to be the people who are going to buy his t-shirts when he goes to AEW.
Hey, when I saw that happen, I'm like, yeah, Jeff was probably messed up. I
Yeah.
was wrong.
Yeah,
Good.
I thought so.
I immediately jumped. I'm like,
glad,
I don't
glad
buy
he
it.
wasn't.
I don't buy.
Yeah,
I didn't
good for
buy.
him.
I didn't buy it from the minute. The minute came like this. It didn't like. It didn't just seem like he was drunk. It just seemed like he was fucking fed up.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. I mean,
Well, my thing is if I see a wrestler acting, and I'm going to still say it, he was acting unprofessionally. He abandoned
Sure.
his post.
yeah.
And if you're doing that, why would you do that if you're not drunk? Why would you do that if you were?
Yeah.
When you get to that point of the fuck it point, I've
Yeah,
passed
okay.
the point
I
of no
would've-
return. I'm done.
I would have at least finished the match and
Yeah.
then went home.
I've had jobs I had it said, I'm giving you my 2 weeks and I'm done.
Yeah.
I've tried to do the pro thing.
Yeah. I tried to a few times, but there's.
But how much do you think they would have made him like? Well,
Well,
you
yeah,
got to stay. You got to do this.
Yeah,
you
because
gotta-"
it's different when you're under a contract like
Right.
that. So
maybe this was the best
this was-
possible out for him. That
this was Jeff Hardy,
and now he might have a
outsmarting them.
lawsuit
Yeah.
against them
Yeah.
too. So
This,
Yeah, who
this is
knows?
definitely Jeff outsmarting them.
Yeah,
yeah,
good for Jeff.
Remember the whole thing is like you guys are dumb for thinking that he did this on purpose to get fired to go to AEW. Kind of looking kind of like
Yeah,
he was
cool.
playing chess for a second.
Maybe
there, huh?
it's
Very
mastermind Jeff Hardy.
Very
Yeah.
Machiavellian of him. Yeah, the puppet master.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy his test came back clean.
Me too. I'm glad he's staying clean.
And if I was
That's important. Good for him.
if I was wrong, then fucking sure. But I guess it's just my I'm not. It's not so much I'm proud of being right. It's just I'm happy that he's fucking healthy. Like I
Yeah,
don't want to see
totally.
this dude go through that shit again. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I don't know. I'm a fan. I like Jeff Hardy. I don't want to see him a fucking
Didn't like the booking, like Tony Storm said. I had enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Juice Robinson's a free agent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his contract ran, but the New Japan contract super. They used to be only like a year,
Yeah.
and every
Mhm.
after Wrestle Kingdom it would expire and just resign.
All right.
Sometimes 2 years.
Any other news?
Another New Japan contract that expired was Chase Owens, but he re-signed. We had
Why?
I don't know.
Why would they about on New Japan's end? Why?
I mean, we had the big thing on Dynamite last night. MJF beat CM Punk in Chicago.
Yeah, very good. match.
very good.
Very good. I like the way they booked it.
AW also with them. Rio out for 3 months, broken collarbone.
Oh, wow.
She
What-
suffered very early in the match with Britt and worked through it.
Ooh,
Oh, I didn't know that.
with a
Wow.
broken collarbone.
Yeah.
Jesus
That's not
Christ.
easy.
Yeah.
No, I'll give her props there. That
Yeah.
sucks.
And then the other big thing was indie-wise, Daniel Garcia won Bola. And oh, by the way, I know we were talking about Bola. I don't know if it was on the show or just privately. We were talking, oh yeah, Tony Deppin's not in it. Well, it just so happens that weekend Tony Deppin and his wife had a child. So
Yeah. Congratulations.
he was
Tony Devin.
he was a little preoccupied with some more important things than Bola. So that's maybe why
One
he
of
was
each
doing
now,
it.
right? Boy and a girl.
I have no idea.
I think I don't know. I don't know exactly what he had.
I had
I
a couple kids. I thought it was like 3.
Two.
I
I think it's
Is
two.
it two?
I
Well, this
don't
this would be
know. Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Congratulations either way. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
But yeah, the big story coming out of Bola, unfortunately, wasn't Daniel Garcia winning. I believe he beat somebody in the final.
That oh shit. What's the
Bandito?
no fucking the guy with the weird name?
Oh, there's a bunch of.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Like Zig, not Zig.
Sputnik Monroe.
I forget. He beat
Philip Five
I don't know.
he beat one of the replacements. The guy that we
Wheeler Yuta.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, the big story. While I looked this up, the story was Leo Rush got hurt during his match with Buddy Matthews, I believe. He beat Speedball Mike Bailey in the finals.
Yeah.
But during one of the second round matches, Leo Rush beat Buddy Matthews by DQ. And I guess he got hurt on it was like a curb stomp, but I guess Buddy came down too hard. I know Excalibur blamed people throwing drinks in the ring, like maybe one of them slipped. And then Leo was also alleging like racial slurs and things like that were being
But
yelled
how does that
at by
affect
the
the
crowd.
move in the ring?
Well, no, he's just saying like just things that happened during the show.
So this is where
It sounds like Leo Rush being Leo Rush.
So this is where I'm going to sound like a giant hypocrite with the whole Jeff Hardy thing, because he got hurt. He was in the ring for a while. I just seen the photos and and then like they're bringing him out and it didn't look good and it looked really, really bad. And then they're like, oh, people were throwing stuff in the ring and those fans should be held accountable. I don't know what a PWG show is or how they go about doing it. But if PWG is like a GCW or like, hey, we kind of encourage our fans to be a little wild.
It's not death.
Not the throw thing.
Yeah. So I don't know what you encourage that crowd or what type of crowd it is. Anyway, you shouldn't be throwing shit in the ring regardless. So if that's the way it went down, that's terrible. But then I guess he put a tweet out saying, I'm not okay, but I will be, like injury wise. And then it comes out he
wouldn't everybody that got injured.
He
not be
dislocated
okay?
his shoulder.
Oh, okay. Not that bad. I mean,
I dislocated my shoulder probably.
Yeah,
fucking.
I mean, it sucks.
And this is not even, like I probably dislocated my shoulder 100 times. You can walk out of a ring with a dislocated shoulder.
This was his
it's not like he broke a collarbone or anything then.
This was his exact tweet. It said clean dislocation of my left shoulder opposite to my previous shoulder injury. MRI in 2 to 3 weeks to hopefully find that there's no severe ligament damage or tear. To all the boys in the back and crew of PGW last night that were super attentive and extremely helpful, thank you so much. More frustration and disappointing than anything else at the way last night ended. To all my fans and supporters, thank you for the outpouring love and support. Saddened by the hate speech, racial slurs, and throwing of objects in the ring by the, quote, fans who attended Night 2 Ebola, but nothing will dimension my love for this sport and stop me from performing for those who appreciate my craft. I will be back. See you soon.
Yeah. He had a tweet before that one where he says, I'm not okay, but I will be, or something.
Yeah.
It was very vague.
I'm not good, but I will be good.
Yeah,
and when I'm back,
like
I'll
I'm
be
sure
dead.
there was probably some hate on him, and it's not for him being
and listen,
he's a very good wrestler, but his
if you're a fan around wrestling stores too, you're a piece of shit. Shut the fuck up.
His choices of what he's done in his business is not getting him any fans.
Yeah.
I would boo him if he came out.
Really?
I wouldn't say racial slurs, but I'm like, yeah, dude, you can't.
Yeah, your attitude.
You got fired
sucks.
from everywhere you were, and then you retired how many times, and then you
Yeah.
come back. It's like
He also signed a music deal or something. I seen that.
Yeah.
I hope that
Sony or
works out
somebody.
for him. He's a very good wrestler, but apparently he
Very
doesn't like
talented.
wrestling. Yeah,
When he's wrestling, he's entertaining to watch.
but it seems like he can't stay anywhere. He has to somehow ruin it or go. He always
I'm
acts
all
like,
for
going
people
to the
being
bigger
vocal
place.
to try to make positive change, and I think in his head that's what he's doing. Like when he spoke out for Big Swole and then he called out Tony Khan. I think the overall undertone message is he's trying to make positive changes, which is fine. But there's different ways to do it than on social media, and especially when we're in a very shitty.
Why did he get fired from WWE?
Was he let go because they had nothing for him? Did he start trouble?
Because he's Leo Rush.
Yeah,
that's why.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know any reports of. I never heard anything that he was
retire and then I'm gonna come back.
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to go. I want to go be a family man. Oh wait, now I want to wrestle again.
Well, I thought that was the AEW thing where he came. No, he got hurt.
Both. He was like a manager and went to really wrestle. Then he wrestled for a little bit. Then was like, I want to take time off.
Yeah,
yeah. Make up your mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wrestle? Do you want not want to wrestle?
So that one has me a little scratch in my head. I hope he's fine. I hope the injury's not bad. I hope people I didn't see the show, so if people are throwing stuff and saying racial slurs, then that's fucked up. Don't do that.
This should go without saying. I don't care if it's GSW, WWE, AEW. Don't throw shit in the ring.
Yeah,
that was cool with the NWO. Don't do it.
Streamers for entrances. You do that.
That's fine. Don't throw anything in the ring during a match.
Yeah.
Don't throw liquids in the ring of any kind at any time.
Or batteries like they used to back in the day when they hated the people.
How
batteries?
What is the cutoff on streamers? Like,
what do you mean?
Like every match streamers? Like,
well, no, it's not Japan. It's part of the thing.
No,
like it used to be a thing for like certain wrestlers in Ring of Honor, and then for a heel,
big main events.
Dude, PPW every match.
Oh, they bring streamers for every match.
Streamers every.
See, I don't see every
the
match.
entire outside of the ring.
That's
is
too
just
much.
covered in streamers.
The late Jimmy Rave, he was a heel in Ring of Honor. He used to throw toilet paper in the ring as a streamer. But nobody's and they do it pre-match. You're not throwing anything during a match where somebody might slip on it, and they're cleaning out the ring. It's safe. Nobody's going to get hurt by a streamer.
Yeah.
There is no feasible way anybody's going to get hurt by a streamer.
Yeah, if you get whacked in the face with it, maybe it'll poke you in the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's cray paper.
And
it's cray paper.
Obviously, don't use a racial slur.
Yeah.
Not just at a wrestling show. There's no reason to use them anywhere at any time for any reason.
if that's your resort to just like I don't like something, so I'm gonna get racial or homophobic, you lost life.
Yeah,
you've
already
already
fuck you, asshole. You know,
Yeah.
like it's fine.
If something got you that heated that the first thing you're gonna attack is their race or their race or their sexual orientation.
Usually everyone goes for that.
Yeah, you've already lost the argument. Just stop.
Yeah.
Because that's your go-to. You have nothing educational
Mhm.
to say. You have nothing of any intelligence if that's your go-to insult line. You're a waste. Just go home. Go home. You're drunk.
Yeah.
Speaking of drunk, I'm gonna crack my next one. Any other news?
Just one more news.
Is there?
Yeah.
What is it?
Some guy made it to AEW and then got fired. Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
My one friend said he did a reverse Rick Rude. He got fired from 2 places in one day.
speaking of unintelligent things to say,
Brian Kendrick.
Yeah. He's scheduled to wrestle Moxley yesterday, and then comments came out from 2011.
Yeah.
That he said he didn't believe in the Holocaust and the conspiracy
That what
theory.
it was.
It was very conspiratorial thoughts.
Yeah.
But then when it came to Bigfoot, he drew the line at that.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't believe that."
Yeah.
But he also doesn't believe in the Holocaust.
at least he has morals. you know?
I saw a shoot interview with him years and years ago where he said 9/11 was a hologram. He thinks the moon is hollow and people are living in it. Lizard people, which
real out there.
The lizard people conspiracy is it's kind of a thing they
Tuesday nights.
It's a wink that they're kind of talking about Jewish people when they say the lizard people.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
didn't know
but
that.
Bigfoot. Now we need to find bones. I can't believe in Bigfoot until there's evidence.
Yeah, but some guy told me the Holocaust wasn't real. I believe him.
Yeah, there's only 250,000 people, and it was used to establish the state of Israel. And all these Catholics like what?
Yeah.
Can I take
No.
one small quick detour here? Just I want to gauge the table real fast. Do you think we landed on the moon?
Yes, of course.
That first time, no. That first time did look fake, but then afterwards, yes.
How would you know what a real moon landing looks like?
Yeah, I don't. But that one looked really like that. Looked like Lost in Space. Looked more real than that.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. Have we been to the moon since? Absolutely.
This is why I'm not on your Trip Behind Illusion show.
I don't know, man.
This is why I'm not on.
How do you lose technology? How can we can't ever why can't we go back?
You can go back. China's going back.
They've gone back. Yeah.
They're doing a private moon landing now.
Are they?
I believe so.
All right.
Russia's been back. Yeah.
I'll wait to see I'll wait to see the evidence that China puts out, and then I'll compare the two.
A Chinese place.
Because that
Chinese
that
restaurant on
footage
the
is
moon?
tough to like our footage.
How would you know what it's supposed to look like?
I don't know. It just doesn't
You
look-
would have to have a real moon landing to put a basic comparison on.
Looks
But
sketchy.
there was theory too that like the flag or something with
Oh,
gravity.
yeah, with the
Oh
gravity.
no,
There's a lot of
that doesn't
stuff.
bother me
Yeah.
because of spring, and I can get behind that. But like, I don't know.
They literally left a prism up there where if you shine a thing the right way, you can have the prism from the moon shine back on you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
Maybe you sold me. I don't know. TikTok sometimes gets me.
Yeah, don't listen to TikTok. Don't listen to TikTok.
I think don't listen to.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Joe Rogan. I can listen to scientists, or I can listen to TikTok.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to think.
Who's they? Who?
The Illuminati.
The lizard
Here's
people.
the thing. So it's kind of
Oh, the lizard
interesting
people. Okay.
that we went from not believing in the Holocaust from Brian Kendrick into landing on the moon because most of our NASA guys were all Nazi scientists.
Yeah.
There you
that
go.
helped us get to the moon.
I am pulling my music from Spotify because of this show. This show is hosted by Anchor, and I'm pulling my. I don't have music.
All right.
And my
If
show's
you want to
hosted by
listen to conspiracies, come hang out with us every other Tuesday and Truth Behind Illusion.
This is
But,
why Brian doesn't want to work Tuesdays.
Yeah, Brian doesn't work Tuesdays with us.
But they pulled Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, he's
Place
fired.
where they did it. Well, they didn't say fired because I think maybe he can say
I think
an
it was supposed
apology.
to be like a one shot
Like,
anyway.
Yeah.
What is the statute of limitations on stuff on the
That's what I think. And he like, let's say he was like, "Hey, man, I was on drugs
does he
at the
still act
time."
this way now?
He apologized. He said he doesn't believe it. He walked it back pretty far, but you've had 7 years to walk it back, and or 8 years, almost 10 years, but you haven't yet.
But how many times? Like, I'm just saying, from like, I'm not defending
I'm
him
sure
at all.
many people said
Right,
crazy
but
shit.
I'm sure if
over
you go
the
back in the last 4 years of us recording, we probably said stuff that if you ask us today, we probably have a different opinion because we've educated ourselves and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have my opinion on stuff constantly changes. I mean, I probably said some stupid shit back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
if anybody were to dig that up, it's like,
Yeah, if you comb through my social
sorry,
media and my
but-
podcast for the past 4 years where I don't prep anything and I drink and fucking
It might be
just
something-
babble for
yeah.
fucking an hour and a half, I probably said some stupid shit.
Well, it all depends on who they get the pitchforks out for. And this one, I mean, the big thing was David Bixenspan was on Twitter putting stuff out, and he's got a big following, and Tony Khan caught wind. And here's the thing with AEW: when you're going to be that woker than thou company, you gotta kind of
Stay that way.
unless you're hiring Jay Lethal, then you can kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
When do you think that momentum shifts radically to the other side? Where because I feel like we're at a point where it's just like pitch first, and eventually people are just like fuck this, and they just don't care anymore.
Those people are already there, but they're not in AEW. Like AEW has put themselves on Mount Pius for this, so they can never be like, we don't care, we're going to hire anybody. They can never do that unless they have a giant.
I'm just saying, as like a culture, like I feel like
it's already there for half the country anyway. Half the country is mad that this happens. Like that's why we were talking about this before the show. Like if you're talking about something like the Joe Rogan Spotify thing, Spotify is in a no-win situation because there's the people who want them to get rid of Joe Rogan. There's the people who will get really, really pissed if they get rid of Joe Rogan. So they can't win either way because that the backlash is already there. We have the backlash and the existing thing. They're kind of hitting together.
Yeah,
and you just make decisions on a case by case.
It's weird.
So do you think that guy's done now, Brian? Totally done.
I think
or do you think indies will take it still?
Somebody will book Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, the book. He's a wrestler.
Here's the thing.
We'll probably meet him in 3 months.
Would I book Brian Kendrick? Sure.
Yeah.
Especially now that he's come out, and if he was still saying, "Yeah, I stand by that. The Holocaust was fake." Okay, maybe not.
Do you think if he would have in today's times came out and ran around the ring naked, do you think he's somebody like? Didn't he do that before, or am I thinking somebody else?
If you're doing this part of your gimmick, they did a thing where he streaked once when he first came in with Spanky.
I don't remember.
He wasn't really naked.
Yeah. But I'm saying is like in today's times, like, there's kids out there. What's wrong with you?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, if it was WWE and you can clearly see the guy has little shorts on, and you'd be like, wow, he's naked, and a big fanny pack or something.
Yeah, like Midian would get booked on the show. Sure.
I don't know. I think they might even bring him back because he could just say, "Hey, I was on drugs at the time." Blah, blah.
Yeah, it's high.
He's
on a sauce.
I was abused. It was a low point in my life. And
look, if
all that,
if they would have unearthed this stuff about Bryan Danielson, they probably would have kept Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Like it's a
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. Be consistent.
Here's the nobody is though. Like
you can to a point.
Some people are more expendable than others.
Yeah.
If Neil Young would have said, Spotify, I want you to remove the Truth Behind Illusion podcast because of something they said, or I'm removing my things, you would have been gone.
Yeah.
Because you don't have Joe Rogan's audience.
Could you imagine? Can we start a petition?
There's a caste system.
Because people actually like, what do they say?
Yeah.
And then we'll get listeners.
Like if it was
jokes on you, we don't say shit.
If it was Cardi B leaving there, they'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Who do you think the artist?
There is a reason when this whole speaking out thing happened that Jack Gallagher lost his job and Matt Riddle didn't.
Yeah.
There is a reason.
What artist do you think puts their foot down and says, me or Joe Rogan, and they actually win?
Taylor Swift.
It would have to be someone real big.
Oh, yeah, white girl. Good call. Good call. That's a good.
Whoever's the biggest right now.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be between Taylor and Cardi B. I think.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Actually,
with Spotify,
with his Spanish following, probably.
Yeah, maybe
he has a really big.
It depends how many people like Spotify can pull up how many people listen to Joe Rogan's podcast.
It comes down to numbers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's making more money.
All right,
it's still business.
Let's switch gears from Truth Behind Illusion here.
But yeah, I'm sure he'll find. I'm sure he'll find a place to land, especially because he's not.
Well, there is
digging in his heels.
Some rumblings that Jeff Jarrett, Conrad, and some other guy are going to start a third.
Oh my!
Oh yes.
So,
Jeff Jarrett.
Is that third guy say woo a lot?
No, a non-wrestling person.
Oh,
like a money man.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett likes to start stuff, maybe, but I don't hold your breath.
Much like the company he founded, Jeff Jarrett is the cockroach of pro wrestling, and he will always survive.
That's why I'm like, I could see Jeff Jarrett starting another one.
He is the last real carny. He is the last true carny in wrestling. There's a lot of halfway carnies. He is the last true
Global
carny.
Force coming back.
Global Force Gold.
I'm looking. I liked his last match. I'm looking forward to his next one.
Oh, I didn't see. A lot of people did not like that match.
I thought he looked good for his.
I didn't see it. He looked good.
I'm an Effie fan too, so I like watching Effie wrestle.
It seems a lot of people are down that show because the GCW people didn't win.
I heard
the timing.
I heard the
heels went over a lot.
I heard the GCW ownership and people running.
Lauderdale said he was disappointed.
We're like not happy with the show.
I only watched the first half of it. I thought it was okay. The Macaron was entertaining, but a little long.
Yeah, so the match with
a lot of matches
with actually the match with Leo and that other dude that went way too long.
Yeah, that went too long.
Christian,
and
too long.
What was that?
Cardona and Janela.
The Lucha match went too long, and I was like, who are these people?
Yeah,
and I knew a couple of them.
Especially when you had a hard out and you had to cut off stuff at the end.
That's when if you're only scheduled for 3 hours, make your show for 2 hours 45 minutes.
Yep,
because you're gonna run over.
Yeah, I hope that starts because I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, I know indie shows, they want to give everybody opportunities and put people on shows and do
sometimes
stuff.
you can't.
But sometimes these fucking 11, 12 match cards on indie shows are too much. Fucking cut it
4
down.
intermission, 4 go home.
I respect what wrestlers do a lot, but if you're promoting a show, your first duty, your first obligation is to your audience.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
And then you say, "Hey, we can't get this show. We'll get you the next show." There's nothing wrong with rotating talent.
Yeah.
And
all right,
nothing wrong with a good pre-show battle royal either.
No.
Yeah. Oh, there was no pre-show matches, were there?
On that show, the GCW show, there were.
Oh,
not the Rumble.
I thought the Rumble. Yeah.
Well, don't put a pre-show battle royal on a show with 2 Royal Rumbles. Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Any other news?
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. I think. I haven't heard anything.
I know GCW is going to be doing a show in the UK, but I don't have a lot of details on that.
I'll kind of do we'll do like a commercial plug here for a second.
PPW announced Maria Kanellis returning in March. They have a show coming up, not this Saturday, but next Saturday with Killer Cross against Davey Richards. We're also going to have...
Oh, there's the news. Davey Richards.
Oh, who cares? I feel bad for Davey if it wasn't meant for public consumption. I
don't feel bad for Davey. I think that makes him look amazing.
No, I just mean if he didn't want it out there, like it doesn't matter.
Depends on the size, then it ain't bad at all, you know?
People aren't offended by it.
I'm sure Davey will be just fine. I guess it was meant for his wife and it got out elsewhere.
He handled it so fucking well. He was just like, shit, if I knew my wiener would have caused that much attention and I could have made money on this. Yeah. Good for he's a fucking nice dude. I don't know. I get it.
Every experience I've had with Davey has been great. What has also been announced, Fester? I know Jordan Oliver.
So it's Saturday, February 12th, 2022. PPW is reborn. It's gonna be Killer Cross. Just the poster going through. Oh, Earl Hebner, our dear friend.
Close personal friend. Earl Hebner.
Bro Keller will take on Brian Johnson. Action Andretti versus Jordan Oliver.
That's it.
Alpha Jr. versus Mike Orlando. And then also on the show, like we said,
Chelsea Green will also be there, right? Or is that changed?
She's not on the poster. Maybe it changed. I don't know.
It might have changed.
Is she the March show?
She was supposed to be February.
I thought she was on this one.
Yeah, she was. She was on the poster.
Dark.
For a while.
They don't say who, but Dark STG makes his in-ring debut. The spooky guy.
Oh, okay.
Vox Vineyard is going to take on Griffin McCoy. So I guess they're saying back of the line header.
Yeah.
And you got to take that blow.
Who knows?
King of Roses, which is going to be a show coming
Ring
up.
of Roses.
Ring of Roses, sorry. Ring of Roses is going to be March 12th, and that's already announced for Maria Kanellis. If you want to check out the match with Mike Bennett and Casey Navarro, that is for free right now on their Facebook page.
So Chelsea Green's her name's not even on the poster, so I'm going to guess that might have changed.
That might have changed, yeah. But if you go check out that match with Casey and Mike, you can hear me do some commentary.
And if Maria's coming in March, probably Mike.
I would imagine Mike Bennett will be coming along as well.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing if you like good wrestling. So if Mike Bennett's going to be on the show, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our topic. Let's go down to the arcade.
The arcade?
If you watch the video we put up earlier this week on the Facebook page, it was a very, very, very early 90s hype video that WCW did for our topic of conversation tonight, Too Cold Scorpio. It was one of those stay in school things where there's a bunch of kids on the playground. They're supposed to be in school, but they're playing basketball instead, and then they're going to go to the arcade. Well, the kid says, we're going to go to the game room.
The game room. Sorry, the game room.
And then Too Cold says, what do you mean you're going to the arcade? Because obviously they didn't do it together. So he didn't know what the kid said. And it's very, very amateurish and very, very early 90s.
It's the best video you're ever going to see in your life. It'll change
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a knock at I don't know what came before though. It was kind of like a knock at the Mighty Ducks scene too, where he pulled up with the limo.
The limo.
And,
White men can't jump.
I'm sure somebody got inspiration from someone.
I like the lady who's walking down the street with her 2 kids, and she just goes and she just screams, "Flash! Whatever."
No, Flash Funk was later.
whatever the song is. She just screams it as loud as she can.
The school. The school thing reminds me of a story that I heard on the radio once. The comedian Jay Moore was on a show, and he was talking about like how he went to wrestling when he was a kid in the 70s, and all of his friends saw Bobo Brazil after the match. And he's like, Bobo Brazil has this woman on his arm, and he's getting into a Cadillac, and they're like 12, 13, 14, and Bobo Brazil looks at Jay Moore and his friends, and he goes, "Stay in school, kids." And they all look at each other, and one of them goes, "We can leave school."
Yeah, we can at least.
I always love that story.
Yeah, and then Too Cold Scorpio gets out of the limo because the basketball flies in his sunroof.
Yeah,
and then he just yams it on this poor unsuspecting white kid.
and it's from Too Cold's POV, so you just see the camera fly over the kid's head,
and he's going,
"Why was he in the limo by the playground at that moment?"
And everybody knows when someone got the rock and they're coming out, you don't stand on the basket. You don't want to get dunked on. Get out of there. Get out of town. Kid didn't know any better.
But he has a limo, so obviously he's gonna use a limo to take the kids to school.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna step.
They're gonna step their way to school.
Which they try to get over,
and then you hit the music.
Did it.
And then it's just a montage of all his moves.
Yeah, and then it's just a typical how you would always debut a babyface, an upbeat, up-tempo song with them doing fun moves.
Yeah,
we need more of this in professional wrestling.
They need vignettes. They do. The vignettes are awesome.
Can we get more vignettes?
Except when you're doing the Veer Mahan thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Still coming to Raw.
Yeah.
How many months is this?
4.
Since I started, I think
he's.
I hope he gets
2020.
I never want
he was
someone
on main event though. He was on main event.
I never want to see someone lose their job, but it would be hilarious if he was released before he debuted
and then buys a ticket.
Like Emelina.
He should buy if he gets released. He should buy a ticket and just have a sign. I'm here.
Yeah.
Like Enzo when he stood up at SummerSlam, whatever it was,
and got banned for life from WWE.
Just Veer stands up. He's like,
no, there's a guy that could have put a spot in Rumble.
Yeah, Enzo would have been part of the Rumble. Or Big Cass and Enzo comes out of his mouthpiece.
Yeah, and then
are they on hard terms though? Are they on bad terms with?
I would say by now it's probably died down. Maybe they're like, oh, those guys, but I can't see them be like actively angry.
I think one of the biggest people that was in his corner at WWE was Shane.
Oh, really?
So his in's probably up.
And Cass has certainly done a lot to right the ship too.
And not to go back to Rumble, but who was the Forbidden Door? Remember that? Oh, Forbidden Door for the men's Rumble.
The rumor was they were trying to get Jericho.
Oh, okay.
It was the rumor. And then it just never.
There was no Forbidden Door.
Yeah,
we could tell that from the start. There was never going to be a Forbidden Door.
Not for the
When your 5 entrance was the dude with the mask on that broke his nose. He was a surprise entrant. Then it was Drew McIntyre,
Bad
Bunny, Shane McMahon, and Brock Lesnar. That was your 5 surprises.
There you go.
They were the ones.
Be happy.
Yeah. So Drew McIntyre was.
Here's your bologna.
Corey Graves should have been one.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah. Here's your bologna sandwich. Eat it and be happy.
Yeah. Drew was it was like, whoa, we thought he was really, really hurt. You know, but then
no Bailey,
no Bailey. Well, as soon as they showed the end of the women's rumble, where like Charlotte's outside of the ring, pissed.
Yeah,
Bailey, and Trish Stratus, because everyone thought Trish was coming back. Both posted pictures of them drinking wine with their feet up, and the rumble was on the TV.
However, Bailey and Asuka might not quite be ready.
Oh, okay.
So Bailey, I think they're targeting. They're saying more around March, and then Asuka probably sometime this month. Hopefully.
It's funny because I'm the one person who gets pissed at the same 4 people, but I'm waiting for Bailey to come back.
Yeah. We can't have the same old people getting pushed. Where's Bailey?
Yeah, I miss Bailey. But I don't know. Out of the 4, Charlotte's Charlotte's very, very talented.
They're all very talented.
They're all very, very
talented. All the 4 horsemen are incredibly talented. They have been pushed the way they've been pushed because they are probably the 4 best women in the company.
Absolutely, they're probably the 4 best in wrestling as just in pure entertainment.
Actually, I would say they're 4 of the 5 best because I think Asuka's right there with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I know Britt as a character is good, but in ring, do you think she's better than any of the 4 horsewomen?
No,
I don't think so either. Just being honest.
Yeah, she might one day.
Yeah, she might. She's just been getting better and better and better.
Who do you put that's not WWE who's better than those 4?
I'm sure there's a lot of Japanese women.
I'm not as plugged in.
Let's just say
if we had Matt Turner on, who's knows stardom back and forth, he could tell you 3 people who are better than
Io Shirai.
Io,
I mean, maybe not because you can't cut an English speaking promo.
Yeah. Thunder
Rose is very good.
She's up there.
Is she up there with those 4?
She can hang with them 4. Yes.
Now that she's been released, Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Could hang with those.
Tony
4.
Storm is very good.
Yeah.
Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Could hang with a lot of those. Yeah. Or Athena. Yeah.
Her booking. She's taking bookings now.
Yeah.
Her things out.
A lot of them are.
Yeah. Keith Lee's was yesterday.
He's officially
up
yesterday, right?
That whole group.
That whole group that got released in that big wave. Scarlett, Cross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim. They're all
Bray Wyatt, right?
Bray Wyatt got cut. He got cut in the summer.
Yeah.
He got cut
way over his.
He got cut the day of the Brewfest because I remember seeing Tony at the Brewfest. Yeah, Bray Wyatt got cut.
I'm drunk as shit. Going, what?
You've been here for an hour. Why are you so drunk?
Yeah, I was smoked. All right, let's get back to school.
So, Too Cold Scorpio, born Charles Skaggs. He's a native of Colorado. And I always try to dig deep into he was born October 25th, 1965. I believe that makes him a Scorpio. That's probably where he got the name. I'm not big on Zodiac.
No, actually, it's a Libra.
Too Cold Libra.
Too cold. Libra.
But we don't know what his rising and his moons and his suns are.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelly.
You're fine. You can poke fun.
So
I'll poke you right back.
Anything when I was kind of doing my homework on his early career, said he debuted in 1985, but you can't really find a lot until the early 90s. So he probably just worked a lot of local stuff, and Colorado Indies probably weren't like a big thing at that point. But eventually he does find his way to the New Japan Dojo. And that's where you find a lot of his early work was in New Japan as Flying Scorpio, part of their junior division. He's in the 1991 Top of the Super Junior tournament, which is kind of like the G1 round robin. And he scored no points. He didn't win a match.
Oh, poor guy.
Do we have like a news thing here?
No, I said nailed it.
Oh, so we had Norio Hanaga won the tournament over Jushin Thunder Liger, was the runner-up. Some other people were Negro Casas, who was one of the top wrestlers in Mexico at the time, one of the top juniors from Mexico. David Finley, Fit Finley, who was a junior at the point. Owen Hart was in this.
Oh.
So this would have been between Blue Blazer and the New Foundation for Owen Hart. The New Foundation thing started in 92. And then the other guy in the tournament was the Pegasus Kid, who was a masked man, and there was literally nobody under the mask.
Yeah, when he took it off?
Just an empty mask.
Just his whole face disappeared.
Nobody was the Pegasus Kid. And so 1992, they did the tournament again, and Scorpio was in it once again. This time he did win a match. He got 2 points. He got 2 points in this round robin. But the tournament was won by El Samurai, who was a big junior star back in the day. He later left New Japan in 92 for New Mexico's UWA, which was it was the big two in Mexico. It was always Arena Mexico, whether it was EMLL or CMLL. And then it was UWA, and then AAA would kind of overrun them. And in Mexico, he was Black Scorpio, not the Black Scorpion.
Wonder why.
Well, he's an African-American gentleman, and he went by Flying Scorpio. So now he's Black Scorpio. Oh, Mexico.
Oh, geez.
So through Japan, I'm going to guess through Japan is where WCW, he gets some WCW's radar. WCW New Japan did have a big working agreement at this point. Started in like the 90s or late 80s with Muda, excursion, and they would do back and forth. And so Scorpio comes in and he makes his debut on Clash of the Champions. This was during Bill Watts' run, which is interesting because Scorpio is a bit of a high flyer. He was one of the first bigger guys that would do things like he
was very athletic for his stature.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like 280 pounds. He was rough, like probably low
around 220, maybe.
But he was taller and he didn't look scrawny. He didn't look like Sam Houston but he didn't look like a steroid guy either. He wasn't like a little guy that did a bunch of steroids. I don't want to cast aspersions on anybody, but he wasn't Dynamite Kid.
No.
He wasn't nobody. Like literally the guy who was under the mask is Pegasus Kid.
Wasn't that guy.
He was a guy who just looked like a dude who and had a reputation for being a guy who could handle his own in a real fight too. But he popularized the 450 splash. He do a lot of dives to the outside, dives of the rope. Things that like besides the 450, things like now might be like, okay, that's nice. Like a flying body press is like whatever now. Because people are doing all sorts of flips. But back then it was like, whoa.
Yeah, 91 of 450 blew your mind.
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
Did you see what that black gentleman just did?
I think the building burned down.
He must be some kind of acrobat. He was in the circus. But no, it was a very, very
now if you can't do a 450, you're dog shit.
Yeah.
There was
you do elbow drops? Fucking grow up, pussy.
I was watching some YouTube clips of Too Cold because I couldn't really remember myself. So one I watched was with the wrestler who shall not be named, I guess, or what are we calling him? Nobody. That was excellent. Chain wrestling.
Or just Chris Benoit.
Who? Never heard of him.
Yes.
We're adults.
Pegasus Kid.
We're adults here. We can separate art from fucking people.
Yeah. Well, that was excellent chain wrestling. And then the one with Sabu was like you said, circus performance.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Sabu was again like just crazy high flyer. But Too Cold, I think the music between the notes, Too Cold had a little better. Sabu was more of a daredevil. Like it's just you're gonna see him do a lot of wild stuff, where Too Cold was a more well-rounded wrestler for sure.
Yes.
And so he signs with WCW. Ron Simmons is the world champion at this point. Bill Watts is running things. So they're doing a handicap match at Clash of the Champions.
Real quick, you're Too Cold Scorpio. Your mood set it is what it is. In ring, talented.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons gets the world championship while you're in the company.
Well, he wasn't in the company.
I'm saying, but Ron Simmons is champion, right? And now historically wrestling, not in your favor as a black gentleman, but you're like, wow, I'm flashy. I do stuff that people aren't doing. He's got to be like, I could be a fucking top player here.
That and Bill Watts was known for pushing black wrestlers.
Yeah.
That was always
which is odd because he got fired because they thought he was a racist.
Yeah, in Louisiana they had a strong black following there.
Yeah, Junkyard Dog was a big star.
Yeah, so he had a black baby face.
Like you, I'm just saying, if you're Too Cold Scorpio and you see Ron Simmons and Junkyard Dog, and you're like, I am so vastly different and so honestly entertaining as like that high spot person. He's got to be thinking like, I'm gonna fucking take off.
Maybe not, and here's why. All we just said about him not being scrawny and not being like a beanpole. In 1992, wrestling at the top is still a big man's game.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons, he didn't just get the title because he was black. He was also an ex-football player, which Bill Watts loved.
Fucking monster.
He was gigantic, jacked up. I'm not saying he was on anything, but he had a big physique. He was like 280, and
wasn't he like one of the all-time best college.
He was
like in his position. He
was in the top 10 for voting. He didn't have much of a pro career, but he was top 10 voting for the Heisman his senior year
as a defensive player, right?
Linebacker. Yeah. He helped put Florida State on the map. He was one of the early Bobby Bowden recruits, and Florida State was nothing. It was a joke. And Ron Simmons was the first guy that realized like, whoa, like he made Florida State matter.
If you want to check out we had a full Ron Simmons episode we did last year. You can check it out. Just search Tornado Tech Podcast Ron Simmons. It was a really, really fun episode. So if you like this history stuff, there's a lot of people we delve into. That's kind of our thing.
There was at one point around this time where the only two people in the history of Florida State football that had their numbers retired were Ron Simmons and Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
More have been retired since then, but at this point. So I think that the two things that would have kept Scorpio from being that high up was his size, and incredible in the ring was never really there as a promo or a character.
Well, he wasn't bad talker, but like wasn't really.
He was just mediocre.
You don't have a favorite Too Cold Scorpio promo.
Yeah. So and the match here, Ron Simmons was I think he just came off a match with the Barbarian, and it's Cactus Jack, the Barbarian, and Tony Atlas against Scorpio, or Ron Simmons and a mystery partner. And that's how they debut Scorpio. He's Ron Simmons' partner, and he kind of gets that rub of being with the main event guy. But they really slotted him in the undercard. So that was like a brush with the top level to bring him in and bring him in hot. But then at the next pay-per-view, like a month later, there's a pay-per-view Starrcade. And this is one of the 2 years where they did the Battle Bowl Lethal Lottery. Basically, the premise of the show is they would do a drawing. Like they had 40 wrestlers and they would put their names in a hopper like it's the Royal Rumble, except there's names, not numbers. You would pull somebody's name out, and then you would pull another name out, and that's a tag team. And then the next two names would pull out.
How legitimate was it?
Totally worked.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
I think one year they actually did do a legit drawing.
Didn't work out really well, did it?
Oh, yeah.
Never does.
It was not good.
Actually, if anybody would have done a legit drawing, it might have been Bill Watts. So this might have been legit. Now that I think about it, I don't know for sure. I shouldn't have been that confident about it. Because if anybody would have been like, no, we have to do a real draw.
Did Trotsky say the Sanctuary they did that, where they legit did a Rumble and they just legit like
pulled numbers,
like pulled numbers out and see
possible.
how
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that'd be fun there. Though.
It'd be fun. It'd be fucking hilarious. It'd be awesome to do. But like when it's live TV, and what can go wrong will go wrong. Always.
But, and I mean this as a compliment. Trotsky's a little more avant-garde than most wrestling.
Absolutely. Most if someone's gonna pull it off, he can do it.
He still had his winner, and like you draw the number of whatever you draw.
Yeah, if you don't care,
like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you don't care if somebody's winning from one, then yeah, do a.
I think that's how every Rumble should be. Like, all right, listen, you're winning, but we don't know when you're coming out. Fucking make it.
Take a number.
I wish.
Here's why you don't want to do that, because let's say you're gonna have somebody that might not be the best wrestler be your winner. Let's just say with the Royal Rumble that just happened. Let's just say they wanted this. We're gonna put the Rocket on Omos, and he's gonna win the Rumble. You don't want him drawing number 2.
No.
You don't want Omos going an hour.
Yeah. So here's you booked a Rumble.
Yeah.
Going into that Rumble, you knew who was winning, and everything besides that, how much was planned.
Not much, really.
So you pretty much booked the Rumble.
Yeah, you can get people to say, find who you want to eliminate you. You know? I mean, I heard the Royal Rumble is spot for spot. Well, not spot for spot, but like when you come and this guy comes out, you know who goes out.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. You know who's eliminating you, all that. You know who you're eliminating.
I think when you give
a lot on the
talent freedom,
yeah.
It's entertaining for the audience because it's like, I don't know, like, I don't.
Well,
that Rumble was
WWE is
fun.
McDonald's wrestling, so everything is very structured. It's very.
It depends. Very much. I mean, you know, like on the indie level, you're not gonna go, you know, every single thing. You're like, hey, here's the guy who's winning. Here's the final four. I want to just figure out how to get.
Yeah.
You know?
All right.
But the Battle Bowl draw wound up being Too Cold Scorpio and Flying Brian Pillman against Barry Windham, who at this time is Barry Windham, who this time is a top heel, and the Great Muta, who wound up winning the whole thing. So Windham and Muta get the win here. And this is a tail end of the Bill Watts era. Being with Pillman is a kiss of death because Bill Watts got hired by WCW and his big directive was cut the budget. We're losing money, cut the budget. So he had all these people on big money guaranteed contracts because back in the day, WWF around 92, you went to WWF saying you're gonna make more money than you've ever made anywhere else. And if you're ever not happy, you can go, but we're not going to guarantee you anything. We're guaranteeing you an opportunity. You got paid off the house. You got paid off your pay-per-view, your merch. WCW had guaranteed contracts. Most people in WCW didn't make as much money as you would if you were doing at a similar push in WWF, but it was guaranteed. And Pillman had a pretty high guarantee, and they weren't using him as a pretty high star. So Bill Watts is like, I want you to take a pay cut. He's like, well, no, fuck you. I have a guaranteed contract. He's like, no, you should take a pay cut. I was like, no, I'm not taking a pay cut.
Why would you? Who in the right mind would?
And so he's like, well, you're not going to get a push. Like, I will be the highest paid opening match jobber in the history of pro wrestling. And that's pretty much how Bill Watts used him. And so, Pillman and Scorpio lose to Barry Windham and the Great Muta. But then the following pay-per-view was Super Brawl 3 in 1993. And I remember this match. This was a very good match. This was probably the clip you watched, Kelly. It was Chris Benoit and Too Cold. Benoit is very much an unknown at this point.
Yeah, he had like long hair. Like it was longer hair.
He's like
the mullet.
It might have been
more longish hair. I don't think he had a mullet.
It might have been. It was one of those old.
Probably
90s.
it was like
it was like fuzzy even looking.
80s hair.
Like Benoit wasn't a full timer in WCW.
It was an excellent little match though, from what I seen.
Yeah, this one he has the white and blue tights.
Yeah,
on,
I think it's like the white tights with the blue maple leaf on the back. Yeah. Maybe like a white stripe down the side.
If they didn't announce it or put it in the title, I would have never known it really was Chris Benoit because it was so fuzzy and the long hair and the look just threw me off.
Yeah, he would either have the blue tights or he'd have the like black and yellow, like almost like a tiger.
So they actually wrestled twice. They wrestled at Super Bowl 3, and then that's when he has like the white zebra pants.
Oh, okay.
And then he wrestled again.
Because he does a quick run and leaves and goes to New Japan.
And he has this is where he has the white the blue pants with the white trim on the side, and then like the it looks like a swan on his butt.
Okay, it's probably the Pegasus for the
Pegasus. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a Pegasus.
And then he leaves again, and he doesn't come back till like what 94,
95 when they because he did some dark matches for WWF too, where he was like managed by DiBiase. But I'm not sure if that's the Super Brawl match or not. But the big thing about that match is it's a 20-minute time limit, and they're doing the countdown. Like, is this going to be a draw? And Scorpio beats him at 19 minutes 59 seconds.
That's great.
And it's great because it conditions that it's not always going to be a draw just because you're counting it down. And then in 1993,
out of a 10, what do you think that match got? On Cage Match,
an 8.
Close, 7.49.
Okay, yeah. I mean, by today's because with Cage Match and things like that. You're also judging off of today's standards where the athleticism peak was so much lower. Like if somebody from back then saw like the Lucha Brothers, their heads would explode.
Yeah.
Because the people who are doing a lot of that high flying stuff now are standing on people like Scorpio's shoulders.
Yeah. Fun fact is these two people we just talked about, one of them will talk the other one out of murder later on in the story.
Yeah. Very ironically, it will. Yes. Yes, he will, which is very, very ironic. And there's also a very sad portion of this too. Beyond that, that there's a little bit of a connection as well. But in 1993, and this is what Too Cold's WCW run is mostly remembered for, and mostly consisted of. He's put into a babyface tag team with Marcus Alexander, not quite yet buff Bagwell, and at this point, Bagwell is the young up and comer. I think he would almost be like a babyface Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Was he with the Patriot yet?
No, that was after
okay.
this. They didn't really know what to do with Bagwell. He was a young guy, a good-looking guy, decent for his level of
He has
experience.
a podcast now, I think.
Really?
Buff Bagwell has a podcast, and he's making a lot of indie scenes.
Hopefully, it's
appearances.
called Buff is the Stuff.
Hopefully he's gotten right, because I know there were a lot of things where he did interviews where he was a little like not there.
Whoever is his guy now is getting him in a lot of. He's getting him a lot of work. We'll say.
I hope he's just keeping his nose clean.
Yeah.
I think the guy who follows him may have reached out to us or has talked to us and then like follows me on like we were friends on Facebook. So I see a lot of like Buff. I see a lot of Buff Bagwell on my timeline.
Cool.
Yeah.
At this point, this is very Bagwell had come in, I think, in 91 because he was on the very, very first few episodes of Global Wrestling Federation, which started in 91. He was the handsome stranger.
Yeah.
He was just like a guy who wore like a Zorro mask and he would give like a random woman in the crowd a rose. It was like
he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's my favorite to use in the video game because he was
Blockbuster,
because he was one of the only guys when you did his taunt, he actually made noise. He goes,
That's a great reason to like somebody.
Yeah. Well, him and Sting were the only two actual like voices when they would taunt. He would do his and
We're talking about WCW.
Yeah, the N64. Yeah. So we're talking when we talk any professional wrestling video games, it's always gonna be N64.
Yeah, but you gotta.
That was the pinnacle of.
You gotta specify Revenge or No Mercy or WrestleMania
or World Tour.
I mean, we're not talking fucking Thunder.
Yeah, but
No,
you have to specify because everyone's gonna go immediately. Oh, No Mercy. No, that was the WWF one. The WCW one was Revenge.
Yeah, Bagwell did not last nearly long enough in WWF to get a video game.
Yeah, he had no video game appearance.
He was there a week. But anyway, he was put in a babyface tag team with Too Cold Scorpio, just like the young, high-flying, high-energy, fun baby faces. And Teddy Long was their manager for a little bit, which was weird because Teddy Long was previously a heel manager, disappeared for a while, came back as a babyface manager.
One was buff and the other had the stuff.
There you go.
If you believe the legends about Too Cold Scorpio, he most certainly did have the stuff.
Yes.
This
stuff and a half.
It's a big wiener jump.
Yes.
All right.
I got it. I'm just trying not to comment on it.
See, he has a big dick, right? Like it's bad. Huh?
Guy's a legend. He did a 450 with that thing.
Bigger than Davey Richards?
Many 450s.
Yeah. Bigger than Davey Richards. Davey Richards, he's giving a run for his money, I think, though. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see Davey Richards. I just see the tweet.
I didn't either. Yeah. Not this time.
Look it up. I'm sure it's impressive.
So we try to get us back on track.
Yes, get us back on track, Brian, please.
They had a little bit of a good run here. Their first pay-per-view match was at Slamboree, the first Slamboree in 1993. Bagwell and Scorpio beat Chris Benoit and Bobby Eaton.
Ooh.
There's a tag team.
Yeah.
And then they beat Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce at Beach Blast. They're going to be the Godwins.
Yeah.
And then Henry Godwin.
I hated that tag team.
Here's the thing. The reason they put Shanghai Pierce was Henry Godwin, Mark Canterbury. They put him under a mask because they thought he was too handsome to be a heel. Henry Godwin was too handsome to be a heel.
I want to move there. If he's too handsome.
Slaying.
Jesus Christ.
Henry Godwin was slaying puss at that time.
There's that good looking Henry Godwin.
He was killing it so bad they had to put a mask on him.
I can't imagine the man.
I want to see the women in that area.
Shahak, come here, baby.
Yeah.
I gotta put you under a mask.
Baby, it is too good looking. We gotta cover up that face of yours because all the women be going crazy.
I'm gonna show you Henry Godwin. I want you to not get excited here, all right?
Wait,
I'm already thinking like
it's like an eclipse. Don't look directly.
Whatever you're
Godwin.
thinking, no.
What does it do?
No.
Does it do anything for you?
No.
Not Seth Rollins? Like you're not gonna.
Now you can see if they brought Buff Bagwell. He's too good looking. Put a mask on. Okay, or Alex Wright. Yeah, that guy.
That was Jim Barnett's favorite. There's Henry.
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been deep. What is it? Deep south of some sort.
He probably had all of his teeth, and that helped out. He has nice eyes, I guess. Right?
I don't know. Let me see.
Maybe.
When you think good looking wrestlers,
Henry Godwin is not at the top of anybody's list.
I love these stupid side
he's not even in the
tangents.
top 50.
Remember when I said about having all of his teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing either.
Oh, geez. Well,
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we got to take this podcast to Alabama and buy 4 masks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
The other Godwin ended up becoming
Midian.
Midian. Yeah, Midian. Yeah.
I hope they didn't think he was good looking.
Well, he didn't wear a mask.
Yeah, because he was.
They did take the mask off of Shanghai Pierce later.
I never got that like Shanghai Pierce. Like he's not an Asian man. But anyway,
I'm gonna take a picture and put it on Instagram. The hottest guy in pro wrestling.
The handsome stranger, Shanghai
The
Pierce.
handsome stranger. All right, go ahead.
And then at Fall Brawl, the team of Too Cold and Bagwell defeated the Equalizer, who would later become Dave Sullivan, and Paul Orndorff.
Oh my God, this was Buff Bagwell's handsome stranger gimmick.
Yeah, that was in Global.
It
Wrestling
reminds
Federation.
me for any Sailor Moon fans of Tuxedo Mask. Yeah, it's kind of lame.
They didn't stretch very far for this.
Oh, they didn't have much money.
They didn't have a butt. They said they did. They said they had like a $10 million backer from Nigeria, and they had all this talent come in, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's no backer," and there went the talent.
Listen, I'm not trying to sound. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality, but I think Buff may he got some stuff too.
Yeah, well, and you would also back in the day.
I mean, check out those white trunks.
Sometimes you would gimmick it a little bit.
That takes balls to wear white trunks, I would think.
I mean, he's got them.
Well, he did have. I know he did have calf implants at one point because didn't they rupture or something?
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
So while he's doing
a lot of wiener talk this episode, let's get back on track.
Well, it's a Too Cold episode, so there kind of has to be. There are some people in the business where that is a legend.
Y'all are really blasting the hog. That's another penis joke.
Henry O'Godwin.
I know, but
Henry Orpheus Godwin.
Yeah.
See,
thanks, Eric, for bringing us back.
Here's the thing: when he was Henry, this became a Mark Henneberry episode all of a sudden.
Next week is
Mark Henneberry. So it was Henry O. Godwin, and then when they brought in Dennis Knight, he was Phineas I. Godwin. So they were Hog and Pig.
Get it?
Nailed it.
Ain't that funny?
That's hilarious.
Damn, I'm great. Oh, Hog and Pig.
Too cold.
Too cold, Scorpio.
Oh, he's
coming soon. He's coming soon. Yeah.
Too.
So because of the working relationship between WCW and New Japan at the time, he does get a chance to do the Super Juniors again. And because he's got a name now, he gets 8 points this time.
8 points.
And
0-2 to 8.
Yeah, so he's in the semifinals this time where he loses again to El Samurai.
You could even touch the button of the cookie.
Here's the thing with that. 8 points for a non-Japanese wrestler and getting the semifinals.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That was amazing back then. Because those guys, there was a ceiling. There was a very pronounced ceiling when you were a gaijin, as they say there. And then, so the peak for Too Cold and Bagwell as a tag team comes on, it was taped well before this, but it comes on TV on October 23rd, 1993 on WCW Saturday Night, the Mothership, baby. They defeat the Nasty Boys to win the WCW tag team titles and lose them the very next night at Halloween Havoc back to the Nasty Boys. They would do that sometimes. In fact, a lot with Bagwell, we would have like very quick title reigns.
Dear friends.
What's
Nasty Boys.
Oh yeah. Our dear.
That's that Bagwell.
Yeah, we met them one time.
Too Cold was in Hamburg too, but we didn't meet him. He was there for half the day, and then he had to go. I think he was wrestling.
Is that when I was dying?
No, he was there early in the day, but he was he was like the exact other side of the field house. He was over by like the stage. He was with the ECW guys.
That's a bummer. I wish I would have seen him.
And we were kind of like directly across the room from him. Like if you looked across the table where we were at, Too Cold and Todd Gordon were over there.
They were over by like Gorilla?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really go over there.
Yeah, it was like him. A lot of the ECW guys were over on that side. Sandman. So they also, Too Cold and Bagwell, to round out the year on 93, they lost to Pretty Wonderful at Starrcade. That would be Pretty Paul Roma
and Paul Orndorff.
And Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Yeah.
I wouldn't know nothing about Paul Orndorff if it wasn't for this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch WCW.
Oh, okay. Well,
you were
didn't watch early WWF.
Yeah, you were
either.
too young for his WWF run.
Yeah, probably.
Well, so was I, but it's go in the video stores anytime in the 90s. Go, that's a WWF tape I've never seen. I'm getting it.
Yeah. What?
Like
Paul Orndorff versus Hulk Hogan in the cage?
Yeah.
What?
Orndorff landed first.
Yeah,
should have won. But yeah, anyway, they do a European tour in early 1994 in WCW, and shortly after that, Too Cold is gone. And so he's going to be in the Indies, and in 1994, ECW was really starting to get a foothold. They're getting big. And he debuts in ECW on June 3rd, 1994, losing to Sabu. And he's also working with AAA that summer in Mexico. He's also working with New Japan still.
Mm-hmm.
And so then his first big moment in ECW, and we talked about this moment before quite a bit, he was in the finals of the infamous tournament where Shane Douglas won and then threw down the NWA title.
Mm-hmm.
The guy he beats in the finals there is Too Cold.
I think Jeff said he was there that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can all kiss my ass.
And the fat man, Dusty Rhodes.
And I think that night he beat 9-1-1 in the opening round, and I think he beat Benoit
Wow.
in this
How
second
about
round.
that?
Or Malenko. Or
The
what was it?
night the line was crossed, hence the outbreak line. Not the
The
night
night
the
of-
bridge was crossed.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That is a stroke of genius, whoever came up with that.
Probably Vox, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Good on Vox. That is brilliant. So the other big thing that happens is he's working CWA in Germany for Otto Wanz. That was
Otto
the
Wanz.
big European non-UK promotion at the time. They would do an interesting thing. Instead of touring, they would have a big tent they would set up in a city, and it'd be like every night you can come in and watch the wrestling.
That's pretty
And
cool.
people would actually come to them. And they had some like PN News wrestle there. Mantar, Lance Storm did a few things there. A lot of big guys, but smaller athletic guys too. And Scorpio was one of them. And then he gets his first title, first major singles title, defeating Jason.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sexiest man alive.
If you remember when we covered ECW One Night Stand, he was the guy that came out with Just Incredible during Lance Storm's match. He was their manager, but he wrestled occasionally, and he was the ECW TV champion here. And he loses the TV title to Too Cold Scorpio at the Hamburg Fieldhouse.
Wow. How about
He
that?
loses it to
History.
Too Cold. But then that same night, because they taped a couple of weeks of TV there, he would lose the TV title the same night to Dean Malenko.
Okay. And then he loses it to Shane Douglas.
He had it a few times.
Yeah. Because I know then Shane Douglas and we'll get there.
I believe he's a 4-time, either 3 or 4 time. I'll get to it. ECW TV champion. Then he did challenge. He got the title back
That's
from Dean
3 more
Malenko.
times than Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
that is very true.
He's
Retired the belt.
original.
Rhino though, he had the title forever.
Yeah.
He killed Van Dam's record.
Yeah, he had it for what, 15 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So he did regain the title from Malenko on March 18th, 95, lost to Eddie Guerrero on April 8th. And here's what's something that ECW did very well. You're hearing the people, most besides like Jason, no disrespect to Jason.
Yeah.
The people he's wrestling, Shane Douglas, maybe not the Sandman, but Shane Douglas, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero. He's wrestling the other good wrestlers. Heyman liked to put the brawlers with the brawlers, the wrestlers with the wrestlers. You had your different flavors of wrestling, but you didn't mix them together. You didn't put together peanut butter and tuna
Yeah,
fish.
that
He
made-
was a good hand. He can work pretty much any style.
Mainly with the good wrestlers.
Yeah, but you didn't like so that way you didn't expose the putting because when you put Nick Gage with someone who like Nick Gage wrestles Cesaro,
Daniel Garcia.
yeah, it's not gonna be. But if you put Nick Gage with another deathmatch guy and then you put Daniel Garcia with Bryan Danielson, you're gonna get 2 much better matches.
Yeah.
And that
ECW
was
was good at that.
very good at that. And
I
you-
think that's more of an asset in a company than anything. When
Mhm.
you can be like, oh, okay, like I'm not trying to toot your horn, but you seem to fit that role where people are just like, oh shit, we're in a spot here. Let's bring Header in and we could put him with literally anyone
Well,
on
yeah,
our
but
roster.
that's 2 different things.
Yeah.
You could being good at every style, being a match, but being good at just being the wrestling style.
Yeah.
Like what Brian says, Too Cold Scorpio could wrestle guys that were good at that match, but then Too Cold Scorpio couldn't really have other matches.
he was
Oh,
okay,
okay.
with
Yeah.
he was okay with some of the brawler guys.
Yeah.
The main brawling guys he would wrestle were Public Enemy,
Yeah.
and they weren't his best matches.
Okay.
Like I in fact, we watched the one was Too Cold and Sandman against Public Enemy, and
Oh yeah, that
Exactly.
was
Yeah.
that was
not,
rough.
Not good at all.
the pre-match was fun with the dancing and all
Yeah.
that, and that was probably
He was clearly the best guy in the ring.
by a mile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
The second
God.
best guy in the ring was probably Rocco Rock, and Rocco Rock was not at his best at that point.
Yeah.
He was Rocco Rock was better pre-ECW
Mhm.
when he was Cheetah Kid. And so the other thing that happens around 95 is that he participates in the Wrestle Peace Festival in North Korea,
Mhm.
put together by Inoki. And
What a great dark side of the ring. Go watch it.
Yeah. that-
yes. So night 1 he beat Shinjiro Otani, and then night 2 he lost to Wild Pegasus again.
Yeah. And Otani was a huge cruiserweight for New Japan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this was kind of earlier in his career,
Light
so this is
heavyweight.
probably why Otani lost there. I don't think he was a young boy. I think he's probably just past that, but he wasn't like a huge star yet. And then Wild Pegasus again, Chris Benoit under a mask. The infamous thing here is he gets into a dust up with Hawk on the bus, Road Warrior Hawk, and they have a fight. It's all broken up. I think he called Hawk a pussy, and then they got in the fight on the bus.
And Hawk called him the
He
N
might
word.
have-
Yep. The
Yeah.
N-word, Yep.
And then that night they all have dinner and they have metal chopsticks that they're eating their dinner with. And he takes his metal chopsticks back to his hotel room that he's sharing with Chris Benoit, of all people. And Chris Benoit sees Scorpio sharpening the edge of that chopstick because he's going to kill Hawk. He's going to shank Hawk.
He has made his mind up that there's no other way to handle this
There's no-
situation
Yeah,
In
there's no
North
coming back
Korea.
from
than
it.
to kill him in North Korea. He really thought this through.
Maybe the only black man there,
Yeah.
and he's very big.
There's nowhere else this can happen except North Korea.
So thankfully, there is a great voice of reason in this whole thing. Chris Benoit is your voice of reason.
He doesn't stand
in
for
this
murder
story.
at this point.
Yeah. So Chris Benoit talks about it like, look, you're in North Korea. They'll kill you. They'll shoot you outside the hotel.
Mhm.
Like, there's not going to be a trial. You will die. You will die 5 seconds after Hawk. And so cooler heads prevail. Hawk apologizes, and nobody is murdered until way later.
Yeah.
Which
and it's not Hawk or Too Cold Scorpio.
although the kind of sad thing about that is ECW, they've had their backstage cliques. People are friends. Sabu and Van Dam would usually travel together. The Sheik Connect.
Well, didn't it start where Flair was late getting on the bus?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Hawk said, just fucking leave.
Yeah.
And then because Scorpio was cool with Flair,
Right.
he said, watch your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, that's my boy, essentially. And that's how it all escalated.
Yeah.
And then in lame terms. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Watch Dark Side of the Ring if you haven't. If you're a wrestling fan and have not watched Dark Side of the Ring,
What do
What the
they
fuck
call
are you doing with
that
your life?
episode? The
Collision in Korea.
Collision in Korea. Yeah. If you're I feel like if you're a wrestling fan, then you have to watch those, right? Like,
You should.
if you're knowledgeable.
I mean, but the problem is, like with me, Vice. I lost Vice now. I don't have Vice, so
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
able to watch.
they're
the
all
last
on YouTube.
couple.
Daily Motion.
Not a full one.
Daily
They're not?
Motion.
No.
They are on Daily Motion.
And
I
where's
know, I
that?
know sometimes it's hard to find them until they're out for a while. Then
Yeah.
they pop up. Or you type
Daily
in, like,
Motion have them the next day.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's how I used to watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now I have Hulu Live, so they're coming right on there.
one of the little cliques groups that were pretty tight knit backstage at ECW was Todd Gordon, who was still the founder of ECW, and at this point he was the on-screen commissioner. I think he was still doing a little bit of office stuff, even though Paul Leon did at this point. But Todd Gordon, Bill Alfonso, which is funny because that was Todd Gordon's blood enemy on screen. They were very tight backstage.
Still haven't got my whistle fucking autographed.
Well,
Pretty upset about that.
there-
He didn't
there's-
show up in Hamburg that day.
Yeah, there still might be a chance. You know, maybe come back next year.
Yeah, he was on GCW.
Please, God, I just want my fucking whistle autographed.
If that's the one thing you're asking for, you need to
Out of all,
re-examine.
out of all
Yeah.
wrestling things,
Out of all
What is your
wrestling.
holy grail?
I want my whistle autographed.
want Fozzie to shine my whistle. Damn it!
Yeah. Fuck
There-
yeah.
There's just one living guy I want to meet that's like the one guy. Like, that's one guy I really want to.
Fozzie.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yep, same here. That's my number one.
Yeah.
I love Shawn Michaels.
Mhm.
If they're like, you can meet Shawn Michaels or Mick Foley, I'm taking Mick all day.
Okay.
Dead serious.
Mick was at the LCW that one time.
Yeah, I fucking
Didn't
dude,
wrestle. I mean,
that
make
dude.
appearance.
You know who was high on my list too? And I met him twice now, and it fucking lived
Kurt
up to
Angle?
it both times. No, Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was as a kid, I was like, man, I fucking love Jimmy Hart. And I met him, I was like, it fucking lived up to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, Earl Hebner was fucking. I mean, it
was-
wasn't
it was-
a bucket list, and after meeting him, I was like,
cool. Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
lived
no,
up
he
to
would have
it.
been a bucket list for me because I remember sitting there as a kid
you
watching
go to
him
PPW,
wrest.
would have
Yeah.
sent you
Yeah.
there.
Make the
A
trip
lot
to
of the old wrestlers
PPW.
are fun.
Earl Hebner lives up to any expectations you're gonna have. Earl Hebner. He's a fun
good.
guy.
Bob Backlund was cool too, man.
Bob Back,
Dusty would have been one I wanted to meet.
Yeah.
Dusty would have been big. Bobby Heenan, especially
Bob-
before he
yeah,
got
definitely
sick,
Bob.
would have been big for.
Cornette, I remember Cornette. but that's still good.
Cornette would still be. Cornette would probably be my number 2 right now. People
Yeah.
that are alive.
I
Maybe Bret Hart.
didn't expect to fall in love with Mike and Marie as much as I did. And
Mhm.
after
Yeah,
that
they're
show, I
great.
was like fucking super fans.
Yeah, you never
But,
know
like,
until you meet the person.
Before they showed up, I had like a lot of interaction and talk with Mercedes.
Mhm.
Fucking lived up to the hype.
Mhm.
Like she justifies why I'm a super fan of her. Like she's
Yeah,
so
I'm not
cool.
a super fan, but just as a person,
I'm a
she
super
was
fan. I
super
love her.
Cool to be around.
She's so cool. Love her to death.
I met Ricky Morton. I'm like, wow, this guy's so cool.
Yeah.
He's talking
Oh
about
my God.
nobodies. You
Dude,
know?
the stepbrothers interaction I had, or the stepdads interaction I had with them and the fucking Rock and Roll
Yeah.
Express will live in my brain for the rest of my life.
Speaking of people with legendary,
Yeah, that is
Who?
the funniest moment in my wrestling. I will probably never do anything cool in wrestling, but that moment with the stepdads and fucking Rock and Roll
Yeah.
Express is like the right place.
You
Right.
never know.
He could have asked anyone backstage to take that picture, and he asked me, and now that's in my brain forever. And I love every
That's
second
like
of
one
it.
of your top 5 life accomplishments.
It really is. Have you ever taken a picture of a Hall of Famer's penis? I did. Well, not of his penis, but it was staring right at me.
We should just put
Too
this
bad it
under-
wasn't Robert
under
Gibson's.
subtitle, the penis episode.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Too Cold Scorpio, parentheses, the penis episode.
Yeah.
Too Cold's like, yep, sounds about right. If he ever stumbles on it.
Also, a very legendary marijuana smoker, right? Too Cold?
Yes.
I believe
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. But his crew here in ECW,
At least from the stuff I was reading before it came. So
the crew that would kind of hang together would be Fonzie, Todd Gordon, Too Cold, the Sandman, and woman Nancy Sullivan, Chris Benoit's victim and wife.
Yeah.
They were very, very close, those five.
It's crazy how much like we talked about, like I talked about my favorite women in wrestling, and it's like Luna and fucking Sherry, and then like they were super cool woman, like how they were all super tight. One of the big like
woman is very underrated as a performer. She wasn't really a promo, but she was a very believable heel.
Yeah. Pro tip to anyone who wants to get into the wrestling business as a podcaster or backstage hand or anything. Most people are friends. Just put it out there. Like, don't walk up backstage and be like, yo, this person's a piece of fucking shit. And you're like, oh, yeah.
You never know. I
Yeah,
mean, you know. So there's guys that hate each other, guys that love each other. So I mean, but
just don't be that guy.
Yeah,
don't be that guy backstage.
Like, here's the people I hate.
Yeah. Well, I think what people is people like they get comfortable online and then they meet someone and they try to do what they do online with people like. They try. Everybody wants to be the shoot guy. I want to know his exact opinion on this person.
So what you're saying is, when you're going to a wrestling locker room, don't say, "Here's who I hate and here's what I really think about the Holocaust."
Yeah. Don't be that guy. It won't work for you. Never will work for you.
And there's also people that kind of fall into the storylines, and then they'll.
Dude, I see it all the time.
You fought him. I hate him too.
I see it all the time during meet and greets. Did you have any weird moments during meet and greet where fans said things you're like, wow?
Yeah.
No, like I was just kind of blown away by how amazingly cool all the Maven's fans were. Like I said to Maven like 2 or 3 days, like, dude, you have the best fans. Like, and VSK's fans too. VSK had some really cool fans too.
I see it all the time. You see people like, there's people that actually think that way.
Dude, I was like doing my first meet and greet ever was with Eric Redbeard, and the person in line would literally hear the question asked and how he was completely uncomfortable answering it because it's literally on the heels of his best friend, like one of his friends dying.
Yeah.
And the next person was like, and
that's the same thing.
And they would ask this, and the next person seen how even more uncomfortable he was, and they would just keep, and to the point where I kind of stepped out of line. I was like, guys, can you fucking chill with this? Like, not the good time. Like, fucking relax. Like, yeah, I get you're paying for your moment with him, but like, have a little fucking couth. Like, it's obviously hurting him. They don't care. They don't give a shit.
I brought up Angle's friend, but it was like 25 years ago. Like, there was some time there. Like,
well, Angle was already in a
he was fine.
Yeah, he looked like he was upset though. Like, he's not having a good day. He was cold in there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, man, thank you for your great career. And he was just like, yeah, doesn't seem worth it at all to me. My body hurts. I was like, all right, man, take it easy.
he lightened up a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't stick around to find out. I was already like, oh, I fucking ruined my hero's dreams. I'm out of here. Like, I expected like, I love you. And he's like, cool, man. He was just like, yeah, I fucking hate my life. And I was just like,
I wish I was dead.
By the way, the rumor is he is in talks with WWE for a possible on-camera return.
Yeah.
Give him money, man.
I would guess managing maybe Alpha Academy.
Yeah, something with them. Yeah.
I love the dude. He's one of my favorites of all time.
They should just
met him, and I was just like, oh my god.
They should have like the storyline with him and Jason Jordan never happened because Jason Jordan doesn't exist anymore, and he has a kid.
What if
it's Chad Gable?
What if he goes to hang out with Chad and Otis?
I think that would have been the actual correct way to run that storyline.
I think there was a twofold thing there where they wanted to push Jason Jordan, and they love taking things from behind the scenes. And Kurt Angle does have a known affinity for black women. I think, like, okay, let's say he had a black son.
Yeah, because it would be funny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his wife now is black.
I believe his wife was Italian.
Okay,
but he has dated black women very
he famously.
Robin
Quivers.
Yeah, very famously. He's on Howard Stern and flirted with Robin, and he was dating a wrestler in the TNA.
Those G's, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, back to Too Cold Scorpio.
Yeah. Sorry, we got time. This happens a lot, man.
Well, it's a long flight back from North Korea, and he made it while we were talking about all.
And he didn't kill anybody.
And he didn't kill Hawk.
Yeah, didn't kill Hawk
or Animal or anybody else.
They fought twice in that trip, right? Like or was it just one?
I think it was just a fight on the bus, and then they almost had a fight in the elevator, but Too Cold thought better of it and didn't kill him.
He had it on him though.
What he did do though is he did defeat Eddie Guerrero for a third ECW TV title on August 28th. And then he won the tag titles as well as a TV champion. They did this weird match where it was Eddie Guerrero against Rocco Rock, who was the better of the two workers in Public Enemy. And it was a match where if Too Cold lost, he would lose the TV title to Rocco Rock. But if he beat Rocco Rock, he would win the tag titles and could pick a partner. And then he picked the Sandman, and that's where we had the November to Remember, where it's Sandman and Too Cold Scorpio. And he lost the TV title and the tag titles the same way.
Here's a picture with him and woman.
Yeah, there they are.
I'm trying to find a picture I actually use after the episode, so I didn't make one.
They did a match with Too Cold and Mikey Whipwreck, where if Too Cold wins, he has both titles, so both titles are on the line. It's like I think there was something with maybe Mikey had to leave ECW or something. There's some kind of stipulation for Mikey, but Mikey beats Too Cold with Cactus Jack's help, even though Cactus Jack is a heel because he's doing his great anti-hardcore thing.
Yeah,
he still likes Mikey because Mikey's his little buddy, and they listen to Leonard Cohen albums in the car.
And they spoofed the Chex commercial. Not Chex, Life cereal.
Yeah.
Mikey likes it.
That was such a great run for Cactus Jack. I love that so much. One of my favorite runs of any wrestler ever. And so Cactus kind of makes it. He helps Mikey beat Too Cold for the titles.
I completely forgot about that.
With Job Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
it's
I forgot he was a member.
It's in the notes. Mikey wins the TV title. Him and Cactus become the tag team champions by default. But Too Cold very quickly wins his 4th TV title. So he's a 4-time TV champion from Mikey Whipwreck not that long after.
Is that the title he's probably held the most?
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
In fact, the only other title I can remember him having was the ECW tag titles with Sandman. And then
He was never like European champ or anything?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. He was in the European title tournament, but he lost in the first round of the original
I
tournament.
felt like he'd be a shoo-in for the European title back then.
Flash Funk didn't win a lot.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We're almost there, as a matter of fact.
Jumping ahead here.
So he also does tour Japan, but this time with Tokyo Pro Wrestling as Black Wazuma. Again, we have a black wrestler. Let's call him Black something. Pro wrestling.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
And it happens in comics too.
Yeah. He did finish up with ECW because by the fall of 1996, he's been in ECW for about a little over 2 years. He's a fixture, one of their top heels. And the rumor comes down the line that Too Cold's going to sign with the WWF. He worked a few dark matches. And then ECW November to Remember 1996. Everybody knows he's leaving. ECW's crowd is smart. They know he's at. They're chanting "You sold out" at him. He's like, I challenge anybody in this building to a match, and if who loses, they have to go for 15 days. Loser has to leave for 15 days, and he beats JT Smith. And I think JT Smith was kind of done at this point because he had moved to Maryland, and he had like a shoot job. He didn't want to leave for ECW. And then it's he beats Hack Myers, and Hack Myers is gone. He beats Devin Storm. Devin Storm's gone. And then Louis Spicoli comes out. And in this match, whoever loses is gone from ECW. And Louis Spicoli beats him. He gets the upset. And this is, I think, Louis Spicoli's debut because he's just coming off of being Rad Radford at this point, I think. And he's coming back to, or coming to ECW. And not only does Too Cold lose to Louis Spicoli, Too Cold flips out. He's like, nobody's going to make me leave here. I'm staying. Taz comes out, chokes him out, very infamously says, "Bye, Flash," and then Too Cold's out the door.
Because his name was leaked.
Yeah.
Be Flash Funk.
I think they'd even done vignettes before
Okay,
this,
yeah.
That Flash Funk is coming to WWF. And that's his new name. He is Flash Funk.
Distant cousin of Terry Funk.
Yeah, Terry and Dory and Flash, the Funks. Oh, Flash, you are so funky.
Good music.
It was on one of the early WWF music albums.
like 2 or 3.
Like
Can we
Full
bring
Metal
back for the podcast? I know you did it on your personal page, but we need the fucking March Madness brackets back of fucking intro music and stuff.
Time.
Oh, it was so good. You did such a good job with that.
And I also don't have a computer that can make the graphics. I got to get a new computer.
That app I sent you is not good.
Oh, I can't. Well, my computer I can kind of do, but I need to get a new computer.
Oh, okay.
So not only were there vignettes, but that ECW November to Remember was on a Saturday. The very next night, that Sunday, that weekend, he just takes the short drive from the ECW Arena in Philly up to Madison Square Garden in New York, and he makes his debut at the Survivor Series 1996. I think somebody else would have debuted on that Survivor Series too.
The Rock, right?
Rocky Maivia.
Yeah, Rocky
the
Maivia.
Blue Chipper.
Yeah.
One of them fared a little bit better than the other.
Yeah.
They're on the same team, right?
No. Rock was with Jake Roberts and a few other people.
Yeah.
The match here, it was
because I remember when they first came out, I thought they should have been a team as a little young kid because they
debuted around the same time.
They debuted at the same time. Their gear,
colorful.
their look, everything was kind of similar.
Well, The Rock had like the light blue but Flash Funk had the full body suit.
Yeah, with like a collar because he was like a disco pimp.
It's like a pimp guy. Yeah.
He'd come out in the big fur coat with his
He had a pink one. I remember
Rocky might be look like a Native American Indian, but but it was really weird.
It was
strange.
Samoan, but not. But
Yeah.
And Flash Funk was
hair.
like a pimp in Goldust, basically.
I think the hair is what put together because I was like, oh, this guy looks like a 70s guy too, with his awesome fucking thing, with his Goofy movie hair. Like that's what it looked like.
It was silly.
Ozone from fucking Goofy movie.
Yep.
So the Survivor Series match was Flash Funk, Savio Vega, Yokozuna, who was a babyface at this point, on his way out the door pretty much, and a mystery partner who wound up being Jimmy Snuka against Farouk Vader, who was feuding with Yokozuna all year, and Diesel and Razor Ramon, but not Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Oh, the bad one.
Yeah, it was.
This team's stacked.
So I was watching the Rumbles when with Heidi and Razor,
so you got to see,
and fake Razor came out. And she looks, and I go, that's fake Razor. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, they literally, like the real Razor and Diesel went to WCW, and they thought it would be a good idea to just recast the character.
Yes, they did.
And she goes, that's fucking stupid. I go, so it was, and the crowd did not like it.
And it has been done since.
Yeah. I think it should be done more.
Sin Cara, they did it with.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be done more. I think
they should do it more, but they should be tongue in cheek.
I think when you ever hang up your boots, I think someone else should be Andy Header.
No.
How about Davey Lawless? Can we get a new Davey Lawless?
Sure.
Yeah. Andy Header 2.0.
That's a terrible idea. It's all around terrible.
Nobody else could be Andy Header. Andy is his own special breed.
Here comes Bret Hart too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different when you're like, because it's not a gimmick. It's Andy Header. Like it's different if you're like,
it would pop GCW if Bret Hart 2 came out.
Just a new Nick Gage.
Nick Gage changed his name to Bret Hart 2.
They would probably if they did like a second Nick Gage, like son of Gage. They probably
Can someone book that for me? Just I don't care who the wrestler is, just whatever their name is, 2.
What I would love, I would actually think it would be funny
how we called fake Diesel, fake.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, I infamously pitched Adam Cole as Skinner Jr.
Yeah. I mean, we had a fake Patriot.
Well, yeah.
Dark Patriot.
Yeah.
No, there's actually another Patriot.
Yeah.
We've had Doink, two or three times.
There have been 80 Doinks.
Yeah.
There was the short-lived fake Kane. Doc Gallows.
I don't want a guy in a mask. I want the fucking fake Diesel Razor. That's so obviously not.
I want Razor Ramon 3 and Diesel 3.
There he goes. Yeah. Get some one of NXT guys and be Razor 3.
Fake Shawn Michaels.
Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo guy are going to be Razor Ramon and Diesel.
Like the Gillette 3, the Mach 3.
Like before he leaves, Dolph Ziggler is fake Shawn Michaels too.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Or fake Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm cool with either one. Can we get a fake Mr. Perfect? That character is amazing. That's one of the best characters in wrestling.
But we did in WCW.
Yeah, Perfection. Perfection Stasiak.
Yeah.
And he came out to the Exodus music that Mr. Perfect
did. Beautiful. Let's keep it back. Bring it back. Run it back.
And that Survivor Series match ended in a double DQ.
Let us know in the chat who your fake wrestler you want to debut on professional wrestling.
Even in his debut, Flash Funk doesn't get a win. It's a double DQ against the fake D's. I guess because Vader, we could have gotten Vader disqualified and then Farouk disqualified and then just
fake Vader.
Yeah.
Too soon?
Well, they could do
but WWE didn't own Vader.
Yeah.
It had to be a gimmick they owned. Fake Undertaker. Well, they already did a fake Undertaker.
Yeah.
That was before the fake Diesel and Razor.
It fucking worked out.
They did a fake Kane too.
Yeah, fake Kane.
Yeah.
We met fake Kane.
Fake Kane was actually fake Diesel. So
no, real Kane was fake Diesel.
Yeah, real Kane was fake Diesel. So he's done the character. You know, he's been faked and actually was the fake.
Well, didn't they say one of the things they thought they were going to do with that was like that the Kane was an imposter, but the Luke Gallows was the real Kane or something like that.
How we met fake Kane?
Because there was bald Kane and there'd be old classic Kane.
Doc Gallows was the fake Kane.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Before he was Festus or after he was Festus, I forget the chronology. He was the fake Kane.
What a fucking sweetheart that guy is. He's awesome.
He was awesome. So not a big success, Flash Funk. He did win his first singles pay-per-view match. The next pay-per-view was In Your House, It's Time in December of 1996, and he beat Leif Cassidy. Do you know who Leif Cassidy was?
That's Orange Cassidy's uncle.
Maybe. but he was better known as someone else.
I do not know.
He was in a tag team. He was in the New Rockers with Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
Oh, so Holly? No, who was the New Rockers? I don't even. I fucking
It was
blocked
Marty
it.
Jannetty and Leif Cassidy.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty and Leif Cassidy.
He was also in a stable with Too Cold Scorpio.
Because
Leif,
Leif,
like Leif.
yeah,
Leif Cassidy.
Leif, because of Leif Garrett and what's his name, Cassidy?
David Cassidy.
David Cassidy.
They were 70s like teeny boppers.
You know this guy.
You definitely know this
I'm gonna
guy.
hate my
I know
life.
the 70s singers.
Oh
but-
my God, it's Al Snow.
Yes, it is. It is Al Snow.
And he was
Oh my
like
God.
super cheesy baby
Yeah.
face, Leif Cassidy.
I did not know Al Snow was a fake rocker. I'm not gonna lie right
Wow.
Leif-
They even got
I'm not.
toys.
I'm not even gonna fake that I'm a fucking super fan because, like I said, there's a lot of times in wrestling I gave up.
They,
but
I
that's-
believe they had Jack specific action figures.
Why did Marty always go completely opposite of his tag team partner in gear?
Well, they had matching gear then.
They had like singlets too.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, kind of had some DX looking gear at one point.
It was not good. The New Rockers were.
It was not good. No, not good at all.
I mean, Al Snow's a good wrestler. Marty's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Al Snow had a string of bad gimmicks. Shinobi, Avatar,
Yes.
that.
Avatar was a gimmick where he would come out without a mask, and then when he would wrestle, he would put the mask on.
Yeah, to wrestle.
Dude, Al Snow is so fucking legitimately though. Like, this is not even me trying to be funny. He's so underrated. Like, he was fucking good in the ring,
He was.
and he's a
Yes.
fucking big dude.
I mean, he's bigger now than
met
he
him in
was
person,
then.
Yeah, I met him. I didn't meet him, but he walked by me at a diner.
Like, look at him as Avatar.
Well, that's not him. That's Al Snow.
I'm saying, well, he's wearing the gear, right?
No,
It's very
Let me
similar.
see.
To, it's very
Avatar-
similar to his
Av-
New Rockers gear.
no, that's not Avatar.
Oh,
Let me see the gear here.
I'll get you a picture of Avatar.
Yeah, that is the Leif Cassidy gear.
is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's fucking.
he when he was
Ouch.
Leif Cassidy, there were the New Rockers, he didn't have a goatee and he wasn't like as serious. But yeah, Al Snow's a big guy.
Like, even when he was doing the psycho fucking Al Snow, where he like kind of was unhinged, I was like, dude, that's a scary dude to be.
That is Avatar.
Oh, that's awesome.
But he didn't wear the mask out. He would put the mask on once he was in the ring.
When he wrestled.
Is there any action figures of him?
Probably not.
I thought they should make a line of the wacky gimmicks that WWE owns.
I had a running gag when I was on a lot of wrestling message boards where my avatar was Avatar.
He's pretty high on my list as someone who I'd like to meet
Al
and talk
Snow?
to. Al Snow, yeah. I don't know. When I was a kid, man, I fucking popped hard for head.
But that win over Leif Cassidy, that's about as good as it got for old Flash Funk. He was very much a lower card babyface, like second match, probably losing babyface. Flash Funk, Bart Gunn, and Goldust in 1997, very early, lost to the Nation of Domination that had just formed.
Great group.
But this was the original Nation of Domination, which was Farouk, Savio Vega, and Crush.
Can our next topic be Nation of Domination?
Sure.
Yeah, we should do the Nation of Domination history.
Not much.
Yeah, that's
It only
it won't
ran
take
for
very
about
long.
3 years.
yeah, it didn't last that long. I thought for next week we could do the In Your House St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view.
That works.
You know who
And-
debuted of that?
I do not.
Big Show.
Oh, really? Oh, that's when he
And
threw
I-
Stone Cold through the cage.
And I think
Spoiler
it was the very first singles match of that actually happened of Vince McMahon.
Oh,
Yeah.
too soon. With Shane firing, it's tough.
I was like,
I'm
what?
sure
Vince
Shane
is
might have been
dead?
involved.
Vince is dead. Yeah.
Do you know something we don't know?
Yeah.
More
He's-
news does tend to break on this show.
Breaking news. Broke by ringside information, Tony.
So then there were a lot more losses here. Flash Funk would lose a free-for-all match to Billy Gunn at WrestleMania 13.
Mm.
He lost to the Sultan in a free-for-all. Do you know who the Sultan was?
That
Yeah.
ended up becoming Godfather.
Nope.
No, Sultan. Why am I thinking Sultan was? This?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Sultan,
I
I
don't
think
either,
Sultan was
so-
a little bit overweight,
Yeah, I thought it was fucking.
possibly Samoan.
Oh, Rikishi.
yes.
Yeah, that's why.
He didn't talk because they said his tongue was cut out,
Yeah,
and he had
that's
two.
that
He had
mask.
he had two managers. He had the Iron Sheik and Bob Backlund were his managers.
Bob
Get it?
Backlund managed
Hell of
the
a
Sultan.
combination.
I do remember the Sultan.
Bob
I'm looking at his
Backlund-
photo now. I do remember the Sultan.
And his sworn enemy, the Iron Sheik, managed the Sultan.
Nope. Don't remember.
He wore a Bane mask
The Sultan got an Intercontinental title shot at a WrestleMania
Yeah.
against The Rock.
against Rocky Maivia. Yeah. In fact, after the match, he beats the Sultan, and they're doing a beatdown 3-on-1 on. Is that a Flash Funk?
That's a
action
Flash
figure?
Funk action figure. I
Look
have
at
that.
that.
Do you really?
It's open because I opened them all back then. But
they did a beatdown, and then Rocky Johnson made the save for his son.
I'm gonna make a statement right now, and I'm gonna say it. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Rikishi, good looking guy.
Okay,
A little chubby, but face wise, good looking guy.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You don't.
Okay.
Sure.
Are you on that list? Are you still on the list with
No.
Henry Godwin?
No, I think compared to Henry
Is that
Godwin,
why they
I
had
think
him
he's
wear
better
a
looking.
mask and become the
No.
Sultan? Look,
his,
they're like
his sons,
look,
on the other hand, different story.
Look.
Hey,
Rikishi, no.
everyone likes.
that's what Vince says. Like, listen, Pritchard, come here, Pritchard. Fatu, too handsome to be a heel. We gotta put a mask on him.
Like in the
No.
at all.
No.
I don't know, man. I bet he did well in his day.
You thought
Maybe.
Fatu fighting for the people was good looking?
He's making a difference.
Yeah, making a difference, Fatu.
I don't think he's a bad looking guy.
Okay.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay?
yeah. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, like I said, the Uso brothers now they're okay. I can get with that, but
All three of the Usos are well, his other brother's not a bad looking guy either.
Except for when he has fake scars on him to get ripped off, like start peeling off during a match.
oh yeah, I don't like the bleach blonde hair on him.
Yeah. All right. Let's get
So
back.
it's all downhill for Flash Funk here. He loses to Triple H at In Your House Cold Day in Hell. He loses to
Does he ever get wins?
No, not really.
Really?
I mean, he maybe went on house shows or beat a job or something, but in any big match, he's probably losing. And he wound up getting loaned to ECW for some shows. Oh, and even non WWE contracted guys. When Rob Van Dam was doing the Mr. Monday Night thing, and they had a working agreement with ECW, they had Rob Van Dam do a match on ECW as Mr. Monday Night with Jerry Lawler in his corner to get heat, and he beat Flash Funk.
Did
He's losing to guys from other companies.
Did fans know back then that there was a working agreement?
I mean, if you were smart enough to say ECW is not really invading, like, unless you were completely like thinking wrestling's real and ECW is invading Raw, if you believe that, then you probably didn't know. But most people knew.
Just asking.
If you want on eBay right now, you can get a sealed Flash Funk action figure for $20 with $5 shipping.
Not bad.
Ooh,
that's a good deal.
Yeah.
There you go, people. You want a Flash Funk? Tell them we sent you.
And then in early 90s,
random eBay sale.
Tornado Tag Podcast.
Right in the notes. Tornado Tag Podcast sent us here to buy this action figure.
Enter promo code Tornado Tag and you'll get nothing.
Yeah, you'll get a high five. We'll send you a sticker.
Someone's selling just the hat for the figure for $9.
That seems like a rip
How is
off.
that?
You get the
How
whole
much is
thing
that?
for 20.
How much does a loose figure with no hat go for?
The one for $10.
There you
Maybe
go.
about $10.
Just put it in the packaging.
Dude, for $1
Yeah.
more, it's unsealed. You get the hat for $9, action figure for fucking $10, $1 more for cardboard.
Yeah, 10. He looks like a superhero, like just a random like.
Looks like Frozone a little bit.
Yeah, guy does.
It looks good. Look at him.
Pre-Frozone.
All right.
So, Flash Funk is really tapering off. And in early 1998, most of 97, he's kind of low in the ECW when he's just very, very low in the card, rarely on TV. You would be like, if it was nowadays, we'd chase him 24/7 title, or he'd be like on main event.
Yeah.
He would be in the like the Ricochet spot. And so he does come back in early 1998 as Scorpio, or around like WrestleMania time. He comes back as not Too Cold Scorpio, just Scorpio. And they put him in some tag teams. The first with Terry Funk, which was an odd one because he was just Flash Funk. Now he's teaming with Terry Funk, just as like these two old school guys. He teamed with Farouk a little bit after Farouk got kicked out of the Nation of Domination. It was just like an aimless baby face. But they were like more low card tag teams. In fact, Farouk and Scorpio beat Bradshaw and Terry Funk in July of 98 at In Your House Fully Loaded. The undercard back in the day, not so good.
No.
Austin was red hot and everything else.
Yeah, maybe
DX was hot.
Maybe your Intercontinental
The Rock was hot.
good. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the rest, like the first 4 matches.
Like, you can count on Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett and X-Pac to have good matches,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of bad stuff down there.
Truth Commission.
And speaking of very bad things in WWF in 1998,
Nothing.
perhaps the worst was something that Scorpio was involved in. The Brawl for All.
Yeah.
He was
That was a good idea.
it wasn't.
No, not at all.
He won. He won his first match against 8-Ball, one of the
Yeah.
Harris twins. He won on points, and then he lost on points in the second round match against the Godfather. And shortly after this, and after the team with Farouk ends in 98, because Farouk's becoming one of the acolytes at that point, Scorpio joins the Job Squad with Al Snow and Bob Holly. And that was a thing.
Pay
happened.
pay me. I want a job squad.
1, 2,
shirt.
3,
I've
4
got one.
life.
Yeah,
It's a good call. I want a Job Squad shirt too.
I probably meant to see what they are on eBay.
And their big match was at Rock Bottom 1998. The Job Squad lost to the Brood, which at this point would have been Edge, Christian, and Gangrel.
Yeah.
And then in early 1999, Scorpio asks for his release and or asks for time off, and they're like, "No, we'll just fire you."
It's like, hey, I need a mental health. They're like, fuck you, get out.
Get out.
1999, I would not doubt that happened.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
Fast forward to 2022, guys begging to get out. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
We can't let
He should have just asked for time off.
we fired
Hey, I need some time off.
we fired over 100 people, Mustafa Ali, but sorry.
You're not one of them.
Our budget
You're
cuts.
stuck in hell.
Yeah, we don't have any more budget cuts. We can't let you
Our
go.
budget's full.
Yeah, that budget. If we fire you, this place goes under.
Yeah.
Can I go on TV? No, not at all.
No, you just gotta sit at
We
home
need you to eat
and get
catering.
paid.
Yeah, if
Listen, we
actually they don't even have catering anymore. They fired them too. Yeah. No
don't-
sandwiches backstage.
you don't get it. You know, we love Mufasa Wale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love him.
Yeah. We're just actually gonna drop Mufasta and just keep you as a different name. Yeah. You're just gonna be Ali.
You're just gonna be Ollie.
Yeah.
That might
Maybe
bring
just
back.
A. We'll even drop the Ellie. The Ellie. Yeah.
You're retribution.
Yeah.
You want to
You're gonna be the hacker.
destroy the place.
I just
Then he
found
can
out.
come out to that TikTok viral song, that A-B-C-D, fuck you and your mom. And
That's what they're gonna make him a TikTok wrestler where he's gonna do all the
That's it.
dances.
that's it, all the way down the aisle.
Yeah, all the way down.
I just found out about this new singer.
TJ Perkins.
Yeah.
His name
Is
is Prince, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
make you a symbol. You're not gonna have a name. It's gonna be a symbol,
Yeah.
like the new artist Prince.
Do you think he does
Vince,
get a
Vince,
do you
Prince
think he gets
died.
repackaged or anything, or they just like
No,
keep
he's gonna
him?
pay him to sit home.
Yeah.
And then he'll quietly get released. It's like it happened with Pac a long time ago.
Mhm.
So after his release, Too Cold goes to the Indies again. He came back for a few one-offs with ECW. He lost to RVD at the ECW arena for the TV title. He lost to Masato Tanaka in 2000. He worked around here. He went back to Hamburg for PCW.
I heard PCW.
There was a three-way where he beat Christopher Daniels and Reckless Youth for the PCW title.
Wow.
The very next night in Wingap, he lost that title to Simon Diamond, or I'm sorry, Lance Diamond
Mm.
in not ECW. He toured all Japan in summer of 1999. Here's an all-time bad show.
Hmm.
He was part of Heroes of Wrestling.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness, that is an awful show.
Oh, yes.
Did you ever hear the really bad Jake Roberts super drunk promo?
Yeah.
He want to play 21. That was Heroes of
I
Wrestling.
mean, he uses the snake as his dick.
It is the penis episode. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
It is the penis episode.
The best match in that show by a lot.
You know who he wrestled in 2009? In 2009,
Who was that?
he wrestled the Iron Sheik
Oh, that would.
or the Sheik. Sorry, maybe it's not.
Oh,
the Iron-
that's
probably
different.
that was probably the NWA Sheik that had the
Yeah.
title. Like
yeah,
the-
that's exactly what.
the-
PWF. He wrestled a Sheik at.
So the best match far and away on Heroes of Wrestling, widely regarded as probably the worst pay-per-view ever, was Too Cold against Julio Fantastico, who's also
Okay.
Julio De Niro.
Yes.
And that was a good match. Like
Mhm.
they had that one match where it was guys who were like under 45 and could actually wrestle, and
Yeah.
that was it. And then he was part of the very, very early days of Pro Wrestling Noah, which is still around in Japan, when Misawa and a bunch of those guys broke off from All Japan. And within the first few months, Scorpio was involved. And he had a very successful tag team with Vader, of all people.
Wow.
Vader kind of had a small career resurgence there. They were good friends from back in the day, both Colorado guys. So they teamed for a little bit. When Vader kind of fizzled out because his body was breaking down, Scorpio had a very big team, another championship team with Doug Williams,
Mm.
who later would be in the British Invasion.
Do you think Vader makes the Hall of Fame?
He should be in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
I
it should
agree.
be.
He might be in the legacy wing. They might do that. They don't like to induct a lot of dead people. He should have still been inducted when he was still. He should
Yeah.
have been inducted when he was still alive.
Yeah,
He should have been in.
I'm a
before lot
Sean
of these
fan, but
people.
Sean did him dirty.
Oh,
Yeah.
join the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah.
Did you work for WWE or WWF in 1996? Yes.
Yeah.
Is your name Triple H, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Sean Waltman, or Jeff Jarrett? No. Sean did you dirty.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
all you gotta know. Or I'm sorry, or Aldo Montoya.
Yeah.
Those were his friends. You had the Click and then Click adjacent.
Yeah.
Which would have been Jarrett and Aldo. But yeah, everybody else, yeah, Sean was a nightmare. So then he did wrap up at Noah in 2006. He was still doing a lot of indies. He had a dark match in SmackDown in 2006, beat Rene Dupree,
Oh, wow.
and very quietly got signed
Hmm.
again in 2006 by WWE. He would do a few dark matches, didn't do TV, he would wrestle in Deep South Wrestling, which was a developmental territory at the time, and then was released kind of unceremoniously. And
he had a couple
in May
matches in
2007.
2006 for WWE.
Yeah, dark matches or
Yeah,
house
he had
show
a
matches.
he had a heavyweight title #1 contender battle royal. He was in.
Wow, that's
He was in a.
It was probably at a house show.
It was Kendricks, Flash Funk, and Paul London defeated Chavo Guerrero, Dave Tollefson, and William Regal for the WWE Cruiserweight title versus Gregory
I
Helms.
forgot about this.
He lost, and he pretty much he had 2 matches with Gregory Helms and lost them both.
He was Dave Taylor. I think he left wrestling because his wife had a really, really cushy job as a big executive like Taco Bell, one of those fast food places. So
could you imagine?
The one time he did come back,
Vince, I'm not coming back. My wife, she's a big deal at Taco Bell.
My wife works for Taco Bell.
And it's like, what?
Taco Bell.
Could you imagine the ego hit that takes to Vince McMahon? I'm gonna give you a big box. Nah, my wife is really big on Gorgigas. That's what I call
when
him.
you use Spanish thing, the gig.
That's what I call him. Heidi hates it. Gorgigas.
I hate it too.
Gordillas.
We're gonna start it.
I purposely order everything wrong, and when I go there and Heidi.
Why?
It's being an asshole to the person that's working there.
It's more or less a rib on Heidi. It's like
I know,
because
but
Heidi's
they
like
don't
the poor person working there.
They're probably thinking, who the fuck is this asshole?
yeah, it has nothing to do with them working. It's more or less it's my way to fuck with Heidi a little bit more.
Get me, Nick.
Well, you better go and apologize
will
to the
say,
person.
Yeah.
I did have a minor meltdown when they got rid of the Cool Ranch Dorito hard shell taco.
Yeah.
I believe you can buy them in stores now. Though,
Yeah.
if you want.
Sorry, we're
Get me Nick Khan on the phone. We gotta start a taco restaurant. We're gonna take down Taco Bell
because
with the XF Bell.
I lost one guy.
Is Tito still on the roster? No, Vince.
Yeah, we fired him years ago.
Get me Chavo Guerrero.
And make them white.
Do you think
Kerwin White for the XF Bell?
That's the man who said that.
Do you think Vince has ever tried to ask for someone and they're like, Vince, he's been dead for like fucking
Probably
3 years.
Yeah,
I think Vince.
well, I know that happened with it wasn't Vince, but when the Saudis bought the
Didn't the Saudis want a guy who's
they wanted Yokozuna
and the Warrior,
yeah,
and they said well, they're both dead.
Yokozuna's been dead for 20 years.
What a perfect time to do fake Yokozuna, fake Ultimate Warrior.
We could probably
And they would have never. Could you imagine if it was a
They
giant?
would have known.
If it was a giant
Well, they
inside
did
joke
it.
where they wanted Yokozuna and we just sent them fake versions.
That we
the
did.
greatest Royal Rumble, they had a sumo guy.
Yeah.
They didn't call him Yokozuna, but they had a big sumo
They should
wrestler.
have just called him.
Oh, what
Yoko.
was his name? Yeah, Hiko something. I forget. Yeah, they tried like
That happened at AXW once. I'm not sure.
A
What,
fake Yokozuna?
I'm not
What?
sure because there's a delay. You have to give a little more specific, Ryan. What you meant by that? That happened.
Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, what happened?
So yeah, anyway.
How fucking hilarious would it be if we sent a fake Ultimate Warrior because they booked him?
Well, there was a fake Ultimate Warrior that was making the rounds in the
Yeah.
Indies for a while.
One Warrior
Nation.
Nation.
We should have fucking did it.
We should have only texted.
I'm telling you, this fake
Alive.
gimmick. This fake gimmick has them legs on it.
You would have loved some of the people around Philly around like 2000.
The croc.
No, it was the smoke.
Oh, the smoke.
If you smell what the smoke is burning, there was
Get
the
it?
smoke.
Ryan, can we get a fake character?
There was
PPW.
Ice Cold Billy Austin was one of them back then.
Well, now we have the Ass Boys.
Yes, boys.
Yeah, but they're
That was another piece of news. Austin Gunn has registered a trademark S Boys.
There you go.
So that- yeah,
Danhausen made it. He's gonna make money.
I think
off it.
they're gonna be over as the ass
Yeah.
boy.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
Billy Gunn cracking up at that skit
Yeah.
made my day.
the S Ranch. So
One of the owners wanted to book Ivan Volkov in 2018.
Ivan
Ivan
Koloff.
Koloff. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Ivan Koloff. You should have made a fake fucking version. Andy Header goes down as fake.
And I don't think Andy would shave his head for that.
Yeah.
No.
You don't even have to. He'll never even know.
No, you would
Yeah.
know. You need certain things right.
You would know
Ivan
immediately
Koloff.
as soon as I came out.
No, I would just change your name. I wouldn't even change anything else about
No.
you.
He
they
would
have
need to shave his head, grow a goatee, and stop tanning for about 3 years.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't change a thing. Just send you down exactly how you are.
Well,
Just
then that's just
and your name is
Fine,
fake.
fine. Then I can be Ivan Koloff.
Well,
There you go.
no, you have to. I mean,
Get the parody.
Diesel and Razor at least kind of tried
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
look
you
like the
had to
character.
be a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think there's two-
Even if it
there's-
was cheesy, you had to be a little bit
Fine,
Razor
fine.
Ramoni with the
You know-
toothpick.
We're sending you down the next show as fake Sonny.
You know who's going to be at the night the bridge
Really?
was
You're gonna be
crossed at
fake Sonny.
Outbreak
The blonde
Wrestling?
hair.
At Outbreak Wrestling, the night the bridge was crossed, the original 4 horsemen are back, and it's us.
There we go.
I'll be. Who are you? Fake who?
I'll be fake Arn Anderson.
All right. Who you being?
I don't know.
You're the most talented at ever. You have to be Flair.
Okay.
I'll be you be Tully.
I can't be Tully.
You be Tully.
Hey, if he can be Ivan Koloff, you can be Tully.
I guess.
It's just as plausible.
Sonny.
Sonny wasn't in the horse. You can be Baby Doll. Fine.
Yeah, you can be Barry Windham.
Yeah, you'll be Barry Windham.
You have long hair.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
There.
It makes just as much sense as Andy being Ivan Koloff.
Yeah. That's at that point, it's just the announcer announcing the wrong name.
Ryan said he teamed with you the night they wanted Ivan.
Oh wow! So I didn't know they wanted Ivan for that show.
Yeah.
So the other, I think his only his only appearance in TNA, Scorpio wrestled on the Hardcore Justice ECW tribute show. He beat CW Anderson, and he's never really stopped doing indies. It's obviously sporadic. He's 56 now. He did King of Trios for Chikara in 2012. He was part of Team Extreme with him, Tommy Dreamer, and Jerry Lynn. In the opening round, they beat Team WWF, which was the 1-2-3 Kid, Tatanka, and Aldo Montoya.
Wow.
And then in the second round, they did lose to Team ROH, which was Mike Bennett, speaking people we've been seeing lately, and the Young Bucks. And then to this day, still wrestling. Most of his big wrestling stuff lately has been in GCW.
Yeah, 2020 is when he came back, like where he made his
wrestle
GCW
indies
debut.
here and there. Yeah, they did the For the Culture show, which is showcasing black wrestlers. So he was part of that. I think he wrestled AJ Gray.
He was really He did a lot of stuff in 2021 with GCW.
In fact, the night of or when we said he was at Legends of Hamburg, he left early because he had to make the trip to Atlantic City because he was wrestling that night.
Wow.
I believe that was the same night as Janela and or not Janela, Cardona and Gage was the same night as Outbreaks. Outbreaks return.
What day was that?
July 23rd. It was right after my birthday, so it's like sometime right after July 20th.
So in 2021, he in 8-4 he wrestled Rich Swann, Chris Dickinson on 19. That's the dates are fucking backwards. That he wrestled Grim Reaper. That he wrestled Chris Bay. He wrestled Stalin Rogers. Then he actually defeated Effie. He has a win over Effie, and then Joey Janela defeated him.
Then
2022, most recently,
Jonathan Gresham, the ROH title.
Yeah, he wrestled Bussy, which is Alley Cat and Effie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he,
you know what Bussy means?
Yep. And then he wrestled Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham beat him. Yeah, so he's still doing stuff.
Still prolific.
So there's hope
and
that we can see
know
him wrestle in person.
We know firsthand that he last year also wrestled Anthony Green.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony Green was like, he pretty much said like, he came up to me and goes, "You better fucking hit me. Like fucking, you better like I don't work. Work."
I thought Anthony Green said to you.
No, Anthony Green. Pretty much Scorpio is, I guess, says he likes to work hard. Even at his age, he's like, I work stiff. Like, don't fucking hold back. So Anthony Green's just like, so I did him one better. I hit him first. And I guess Scorpio came in the back and goes, "That was fucking awesome." Yeah.
I didn't know Scorpio was still wrestling. Wow.
Yeah, still around.
I wonder where that match happened with him and
in general, a very underrated guy for his time because work rate just in ring wasn't as important as it is now.
It's one of those things where it's like for me as limiting myself only to WWE as a child, and I wouldn't watch anything else, and I didn't know anyone from any other promotion except WWE.
Anything else.
If you would have just said to me as a kid, and I never educated myself on anything outside of wrestling, what do you think of Flash Funk? You're like, that guy was fucking sucked.
Yeah,
he fucking sucked. It's all like Vader. Like, fuck that guy. That guy was a fucking joke. He was a fat piece of shit. I remember that.
Well,
like, and then you go look at his career all over the place, Japan and everything. You're like, oh, this guy had fucking like he was a workhorse. Like they were good people and just one company. We're seeing it now. A person can leave a company and be a fucking superstar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
People think, oh, they can't leave.
They
can't
leave
leave WWE. They fucking suck. And then they go somewhere else. Like,
that's
oh,
the
this
problem.
person.
When you watch only WWE or whatever, even back then, you only saw them through one lens.
Yeah,
you see them through multiple lenses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if they get out and they're still bad, then they're bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in a system so long and you're like, fuck, you kind of get stuck in that system. It probably takes you a little to get
some people can't break the mold or they can't kind of create a character. So.
It's weird because like Cardona in Impact, he's good, but he still looks like he's trying to be WWE Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
And
like
then in GCW, he's
like
completely different.
In Impact, maybe they don't want him to be like, he doesn't get it in Impact, but he gets it everywhere
He's
else.
starting to go a little more heel in Impact now too. Like he's kind of got I think he's got it down now. Like my place is as a heel.
Yeah.
Scorpio definitely likes it snug. He's old school.
Yeah, a lot of old school guys do.
Yeah. All right. Anything you guys want to get out there?
Oh, we're doing the plug stuff now.
Yeah. Is there anything else, Scorpio?
Yeah. No, that was kind of. We hit up Pleasant Day.
Still wrestling.
Take your time with the plug. I'm fucking. My eyes are floating here.
Oh, hey. My eyes are floating. What's that mean?
What does that mean? Is
I
that?
believe he has to use the
that-
restroom.
Is that
Oh.
slang for high?
Yeah,
That's what I
no.
immediately thought.
He is so full of urine, you see, that it's coming up to his
It would
eyeballs.
have been
and
better
they're
to say I'm
floating.
going to drain the lizard or something. Because I was like, what?
Well, my uncle said one time, I'll never forget it. I got pissed so bad I can taste it. I was like,
Wow,
what?
that's a hell of
Just go
a
to the doctor.
yeah.
Yeah.
That there's something wrong
I love
there.
the old school things like
Yeah.
Steve Austin. I didn't know whether to shit or wind my watch. In what situation
Yeah.
would your two choices be to A, take a shit, or B, wind your watch?
When was the last time anybody had to actually
Yeah.
wind their watch?
Why do you still have a watch that you
Gotta-
have to wind? Is it the
I-
40s?
Steve Austin, you're a millionaire. Buy an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still have a crown on the Apple one, so you
lo-
still can
I lo-
physically use it as a winder.
I love them sayings. Jim Cornette says a lot of them.
I think
Oh
I.
my god.
He would
He-
say boo to a goose.
I was
What?
Oh, Cornette, there's a million. of
Oh
them.
my
It's great.
god, I was listening to the one today. I don't know if it was about the men's rumble. It was something about being shivved within rusty something. It's like, oh my god.
So anyway, plugs. Andy, what do you have to plug?
So I'm not wrestling this weekend, but the next weekend, which is what, the 12th,
The 12th.
Mhm.
is PPW. So
Yes.
I'll be there.
PPW Reborn.
Yeah, Reborn. I'll be
Yes.
there.
Killer Cross will be there. Jordan Oliver from GCW will be
Mhm.
there.
Not
Davey Richards will be there.
and not Chelsea Green.
Apparently not Chelsea
yeah,
Green.
yeah, so it'll be some good matches there. It's a fun time. That's at the Broadheadsville. What's the arena called?
The Signature Training Academy,
Signature-
137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right off the highway. If you're coming from the eastbound, if you're coming from westbound, make sure you go through the light and turn at the Wawa because it's easier to make it left.
Stop at the Wawa.
Yeah, then stop at the Wawa.
So, and then in March, I know we have plenty of time, but the night the bridge was crossed at the
Yes.
world famous
Monster
Monster Factory.
Yeah,
I am
Outbreak
so
Wrestling's
excited for
first
that.
show in New Jersey.
We will be doing a
Um,
full episode on the history of the Monster Factory.
Yeah,
And then we're going to be doing
My
a full
first time
episode
wrestling
on the
there?
history of Nifty 50.
but in our food podcast. Yeah, so that's my two upcoming shows. I don't think there's anything late in February. A lot of
Matt
people.
Cardona beat Grace for the digital. Jordan Grace for the digital
Yes.
media title after a chair
Oh
shot.
wow, cool. That's a good person to put it on.
Yeah.
Digital media, Matt
Yep.
Cardona. Yeah, a lot of people are running shows, but they're the same day. And what sucks is like if you're booked on one and then they're too
Yeah.
far apart to double shot. I don't like double shot anyway, so it's like, oh man, that sucks. Like, why couldn't you run the next weekend so then I could do 12 shows? But what can you do? A lot of people like that second Saturday in the month, which
Yeah.
PPW always runs.
Yep.
What can you do?
And then plug wise for me, it's same as always, project209.com. This is an off week for Murder My Dude. But you can look at the back catalog. Our upcoming episode is 125. And the last episode we put out was about famous NFL people, Steve McNair, Ray Caruth. The next episode, it's going to come out right before Valentine's Day, and we're going to be talking about the Nebraska Thrill Killers. It's Charles Starkweather, Carly Ann Fugat.
That's a great tag team name.
It is. They are the inspiration for Natural Born Killers.
Oh, okay.
And Steve McNair brought up some old memories for me. Is when people like justified his death because he was being unfaithful. It's like, oh, cool, because
Yeah.
he was cheating on his wife. He deserved to get
Punishable by
murdered.
death. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
outrageous.
Yeah.
That's literally what people were saying. Like, oh, he shouldn't have been there anyway, so we're glad he's dead.
That's
essentially.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. But it was a good episode.
Yeah, and project2money.com. There's merch there, Murder My Dude stuff, some of the old other shows, old and new. And yeah, that's what we got going now. Maybe some stuff in the future coming up, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Just like Outbreak Wrestling.
And cross that bridge.
That's right.
Callie.
At our point, they got probably Commodore Barry Bridge.
Yeah.
We will be cross.
I'm gonna plug Truth Behind the Illusion again on Tuesday night, or not? Tuesday night.
Yep.
Tuesday night, and we are
Is it going to be Monday this week?
Oh yeah. Well,
It'll air on.
Or air on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
we
it's tape
might.
delay.
All right. So we
I'm sorry. I should've
either it
said
goes
that.
no, because I was actually. So we might either be it'll air on Tuesday, but it
Mhm.
won't be live, or we just go live Monday and replace of Tuesday. I'm not sure. I'm thinking we might just go live because I think the live interaction is fun.
I was gonna say
I
we
think you should
won't
go-
be able to pull cards for people then, unless I'm just pulling for you.
Yeah, so I
too.
think that we go live Monday. So this is the only
I
time
think you
on
should
Tuesday.
tape it, and I should give away the spoilers on my podcast.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
With a super kick that wouldn't win a green belt at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be live Monday this week. Tuesday, I'm going to see Ghost and Volbeat. So
Yes.
I don't get out much, and I never ever fucking cancel a show to fucking personal
I'm telling
entertainment.
you're gonna love Volbeat when you see Volbeat.
Yeah,
you will. Yeah, I know you hate them, but I like them. I like them. They're
That's my
different.
impression of that.
So what are we talking about?
So we were talking about it's more your Valentine's Day, your mushy episode. It's the spiritual side of love, and it's like a twin flame
You're gonna fucking
connection.
do awesome.
Supernatural. No, because I believe that there's some supernatural
To love?
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it.
Twin flame
I'm so
versus
I'm so pumped to hear you
soulmates.
talk about love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
I cannot
excited.
wait for
Because I
that
don't
either,
like
'cause
it
he-
doesn't mean
he
I
is
don't have
so
thoughts on it.
Heart of stone. So
I know.
I
I'm
thought he was gonna be like this
You know?
this whole freaking episode. But
Just playing on his phone.
Yeah.
I'm so excited now. And if you like that kind of stuff, also what we've been doing every time at the end of the episode is we do live like one card reading. So if you're in the chat,
A tarot card.
tarot card, Kelly will pull a card and give you a quick reading on a
yeah,
one
I'll do
card
tarot card again this time, and then the next time I might bring my Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards. A little different.
I don't
That
know.
sounds like a wonderful RPG that I want to play.
Yeah.
Pretty hard on them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right. IWEP Network will be live this Sunday with Bang and Bears podcast if you want to come hang out. And then, like she said, Tuesday will be Truth Behind Illusion. What are we doing next episode? You have a little game roadmap of
Yeah,
TTP, and it fucking excites me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I
right.
seen that and I got jazzed.
Yeah, so
Got jazzed.
I don't think Jazz was on this.
No, Jazz.
No.
is not on
No,
this.
she was still in the ECW. So
I have friends with Jazz on Facebook. So
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Invite her on the show.
Probably
she's
could.
retired now. She'd
Yeah.
be a good retrospective.
Carlene is her name, I believe.
Yeah. Send her a message. Like, you want to come do a podcast?
She'd probably say yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
So we did that like a recap of an old pay-per-view, and it seems like not by design. Every time we do this, it's in the ECW show for some reason.
Yeah.
So for next week, we're going to be looking back at 1999's In Your House, the final In Your House, St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
I have the DVD.
Do we have a
of
guest on
this.
the show? Or is that the
I think
You've had
we
the
are,
DVD
yeah.
of
is that the one
everyone.
that I
No.
talked about before the show? Yeah. So we're gonna be doing we're gonna have the High Tension guys on, and they're gonna come and talk about what I mean.
the project. Yeah.
It's already announced. You'll see if you're checking out some other places. Bob Culture they just announced it, so we're gonna talk more, I guess, about it next week. Also, so yeah, check that out. The High Tension originals, and I don't know exactly what they announced, so I don't want to go too deep into
Yeah.
it. But we'll talk about it next week.
I'm gonna
so.
see if it's already on.
It's all
Facebook.
yeah, they're live right now.
The wrestling
Oh,
project.
Yeah, they're live right now. So I don't know exactly what they say because I haven't had a chance to check it. But High Tension Network boys are going to be on. I'm not sure exactly who's all coming. I think it might be Johnny and Alex, maybe Maestro. I'm not sure.
Are they coming in person next
No,
week,
no,
or
they're going to be
on the
video call.
video?
Yeah, and we're going to hang out with them and learn about the future of High Tension Wrestling and what's going on. So they'll be on next week. That'll do it. If you guys want to support us, t-shirts are awesome. If you wear a t-shirt, you'll make my day. if I see you in a Tornado Tech t-shirt, it'd be fantastic. If you want to possibly be a logo in the future, you think somebody would be a cool idea for a logo, let us know.
I want
Send
the
a
next
message.
logo to be Andy Header as Ivan Kola.
Yeah.
That's what I want the next logo
Yeah, I
to
would
be.
rather be Nikita. No, I would be Crush a cruise ship.
We could
'cause
always
he has
make
some
you
hair.
fake Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
he
actually
would,
makes sense.
He
Yeah.
would work as fake Matt
Yeah,
Hardy.
Pat Hardy.
Now I want
Fake-
Steve Hardy. That's what somebody said.
Steve Harvey. Yeah.
Steve Hardy. No, somebody
Steve
at Legends
Hardy.
of Hamburg saw Andy. It was a little kid. He's like, "Is that Steve Hardy?" Who's Steve Hardy?
That's his long lost brother.
Yes.
I thought you were a wrestling genius, Brian. You know who Steve Hardy
I got to
is?
cram. I got to do more cramming.
Jesus Christ, we're gonna lose trivia night.
Yeah,
We are not going to lose trivia night. We are not putting that out into the universe.
I think our teams are.
Brian
I,
is working overtime.
I think the
He's bringing
rumor
home that
is
gold.
teams are maxed at 5.
Ooh.
So there's 4 of us, and we have 1 open seat. And I know you possibly have a fourth or the 5th member.
I may not actually.
May or may not.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll leave it open if they want to join.
Yeah.
Who is the 5th man?
Yeah, who is our? We have
It'll
a
be a big
mysterious,
mystery
a
thing.
mysterious 5th man. But yeah, we will be hanging out
Vince McMahon.
for
It
trivia
was me,
night.
Austin. It was me all along.
If you follow the guy hosting trivia, Bryce on Instagram, he is selling right now t-shirts. They're brand new t-shirts he's doing, and they're Andy Kaufman spoofs.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Pilgaroo will be having the Bryce is Right beer back on tap
Yep.
for
Oh,
that.
cool.
Bringing it back on tap. You're gonna be in a bar. How do you feel about that? You excited?
It's not a bar. Remember we had this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's
the
a
brewery.
fancy.
Brewery.
It's
The
fancy.
brewery. Yeah.
You can bring food in. They sell sodas.
Oh, actually, you
Yeah.
could bring. They have soda. You could buy sodas there. They do
Don't
sell
they
sodas.
have food?
and you can order food from other
You can
places.
order
and
from other places. They don't serve food.
Oh, I
in
thought
town.
they did serve food there.
Chips, like hot. Not they don't
Oh,
prepare food.
they don't have like a small menu or anything.
No.
They
Oh, I
do
thought
from
they did.
another local business that makes it for them, or you can like I
Literally,
ordered from Roma. And they
Literally,
brought
you
it.
text and they run it from across the street and bring it in to you.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
it's like
that's
it's
cool.
almost like a ghost kitchen they call it now, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's another restaurant there and like other like just local places are
Yeah.
The
very
bakery
open.
across the street makes some food.
Like
Oh wow.
you can bring in Subway, you can bring in literally anything
Yeah,
else.
they
But,
don't mind.
the day of the brew fest, that was when that Matt's cheesesteak was still there. So I brought in a cheesesteak and ate a cheesesteak at the brewery. So
Yeah. We had a box of pizza
yeah, literally just sit at the bar.
on the bar with a
Yeah.
box of pizza, just eating.
He's
pizza.
knocking over signs. Yeah.
I knocked over half the shit on the bar. I opened my box and
Oh,
just
boy.
dumb shit. Yeah.
I could see you knock it over like the napkins and
Everyone,
whatever,
I got the asshole chance. It was great. Yeah. If you want to support us, it's all there. The links below. Show us some love. Next week we got some great guests. We're talking St. Valentine's Day Massacre. People got killed in Chicago. It was crazy.
Yeah, Al Capone.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a
Al
good time.
Capone didn't get killed, but
And they have part of the wall that they say is haunted.
He died later,
Died
but he,
from-
The walls
He-
in Las Vegas.
he died of something else.
Yeah. So that'll do it. Tornado Tech. We gave you fucking almost over
hours.
close to
Yeah.
2.5 hours. We're fucking doing it.
Go to eBay and get that Flash Funk figure. There's
Tell them
two
we
of them.
sent you.
Two
We
of them
landed on the
sealed.
moon.